Minecraft mobs have been the same for years, so today I'm going to be upgrading different Minecraft mobs and adding them to the game. There are a ton of mobs in Minecraft, so I'm going to be picking 8 of my favorite mobs and then adding some new variants of them to the game. And we'll start with some iron golems. First, I added the classic diamond golem. You can get this guy by placing an iron golem formation, except you use diamonds instead. And once this guy is spawned, you are able to hire him for 1 diamond. After that, you have your own diamond bodyguard that will follow you around anywhere and keep you safe. Next, we have the netherite golem, and spawning him is the same except it's netherite. You can only spawn this guy in the nether, and the difference between him and the diamond golem is you can't tame him. Instead, he just tries to kill you the second he spawns. If you do kill the netherite golem, you only get 1 netherite back, so basically he is useless unless you want to start a golem fighting ring or something. The furnace golem is spawned using furnaces, obviously, and he is probably one of the most useful golems I added. If you right click this guy with an item that needs to be smelted, he will smelt it for you instantly. You can also kill him if you're a hater, and he drops 1 coal block, but you have to be careful while fighting him because he shoots fireballs at you. Well, they don't really work like fireballs, but you get the point. The last golem is the blood golem. The blood golem spawns anywhere around the map at any time, and if you couldn't tell already, he's a boss. This is why. He does 10 hearts no matter what. Even if you have full protection 4 netherite armor, you're still dead. You might try to kill the blood golem with arrows, but you will find that that also doesn't work. The only actual way to kill the blood golem is by using cactuses. So basically you're dead if you run into this guy. Now that we have a bunch of new golems, it's time to add some villagers for them to protect. The golden villager is the first on our list. If you end up finding this guy in your village, you'll notice a golden trail coming from behind him. Now usually a golden trail would be bad, but in this case it's actually good, because this guy is basically an infinite gold source. You can also right click him for some gold ingots, punch him for some gold blocks, or kill him for a notch apple if you're feeling evil. I also added the king villager because I figured the village needed a leader. The king villager is also the only villager in the game that will fight you, but of course he only fights if you hit him first. If you kill the king, he drops a king's crown, which when you wear it gives you some pretty good effects. It also covers half your head, but we'll just ignore that part. The next villager is the homeless villager, and you might be wondering why I added a homeless villager, because that's basically what a nitwit is. The difference between them is that this villager can beg for emeralds, and upon giving him emeralds, something happens that you might not expect. I guess we now know how this guy became king. The last villager is the buff villager, who isn't technically a villager. The buff villager is very strong, and as you can see, he also likes to fight everything. If you do kill the buff villager, you get nothing, so honestly I would just stay away from this guy. He isn't worth it. For the next mob, I added some zombies so the villagers and golems can have an enemy. I added 4 zombies, and I started off simple with the Alex zombie. The Alex zombie doesn't do anything special, it's just a regular zombie with an Alex skin. You might also notice that her arms don't go up like an actual zombie. For some reason the custom zombies just don't do that, but honestly it makes them look more scary, so I'm fine with it. The next zombie is the nether zombie, which is supposed to set you on fire, but just doesn't. This zombie can be found in all the different biomes in the nether, and upon killing it, you get a blaze rod, making him actually pretty useful. He does a lot more damage than a regular zombie though, so I would definitely be careful of this guy. Another zombie you should be careful of is the demon zombie. This guy can spawn anywhere, and he wields 2 netherite swords just to be intimidating. He speeds up whenever he attacks you, and he does a lot of damage, especially with no armor. The demon zombie actually has a lot of health, and every time you hit it, zombies will spawn as backup. If you do manage to go through the pain of killing this guy, he will drop a netherite ingot, so I would say it's definitely worth it to take a fight with him. The last zombie I added is the snow zombie. Obviously found in cold biomes, this guy creates a trail of snow underneath him wherever he walks, and when he attacks you, he will actually throw snowballs at you. Totally an original mob design. If you kill this zombie, you will get some frozen flesh, and upon trying to eat this, you will realize it doesn't work. You actually have to smelt frozen flesh into rotten flesh using a furnace or a furnace golem if you happen to find one. Now that we've made all these mobs, it's time to add some animals, so next I made some cows. I decided to make the first cow just a default cow, except it's black and white. But after that, I added everyone's favorite flower cows. I added the Moolip and the Moobloom, which both can spawn inside of flower forests. If you milk the Moolip, it will give you Moolip milk, and if you milk a Moobloom, you get Moobloom milk. The Moolip milk is beneficial to drink, as it gives you strength and regeneration for 30 seconds. But the Moobloom milk, on the other hand, doesn't really do the same thing. I mean, it's your fault if you drink this anyways. This does not look like something you should drink. The next cow is the evil cow, who likes to hurt you. That's really it. He also drops redstone, which is supposed to be blood, because he's sort of like a blood cow. And then I also added the ghost cow. The ghost cow is one of the most interesting mobs I've added so far, as he's able to fly. Well, he's kinda able to fly, even though this is more like hovering. The ghost cow is also aggressive like the evil cow, but another interesting thing is you are able to ride him. Okay, I still died while riding him. That doesn't make any sense. If you have a ton of golden apples, you were able to ride him, is what I meant to say. If you've been playing Minecraft for a while, you're probably familiar with the blue creeper skin, so I decided to add the blue creeper to the game next. You can find a blue creeper in snow biomes only, and if you kill this guy, he gives you a TNT. He blows up like a normal creeper, except for some reason he has no animation and is also able to move while exploding. I'm honestly not sure how to fix that, but it makes the creepers more dangerous, so it's honestly a good glitch. The cactus creeper is another type of creeper that I added just cause it looks funny. Like, imagine walking through a desert biome and then this happens. Since the creeper was made from a messed up pig originally, it only makes sense to be in the game. The pig creeper is insanely fast for some reason, and if you want some of that speed for yourself, you can actually ride the pig creeper just like you can ride a normal pig. Just be careful while riding in survival or this might happen. The skulk creeper can be found in the deep dark, and it infects anything it stands on, kinda like a snow golem but with skulk. If you kill a skulk creeper, all you get is some skulk veins. But this skin is definitely one of the best looking mobs so far, so I still added it. The last creeper is the noob creeper, which is the only creeper that doesn't explode. The noob creeper doesn't really do anything, and it only has half a heart, so it only takes one punch to kill it. He also drops a flower if you kill him. That's it. The chicken has been in the game for a long time, so let's make some chickens next. First, I had to add the best mob of all time, a duck. The duck is impossible to kill in order to prevent duck violence, and if you give it some bread, you can actually hire one of these guys to take out some mobs for you. I also added a dodo bird as another type of chicken. I'm pretty sure I made it so the dodo bird can't do anything at all because apparently they were stupid. So since they do nothing, I decided to make them drop a notch apple if you're okay with making them extinct again. The nether chicken spawns in the nether, and he's mainly found in soul sand valleys. If you get in a fight with a nether chicken, you'll find he sets you on fire when he hits you, and after killing a nether chicken, you get nothing. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen, but I'm leaving it that way. He'll just be annoying. Since there is a nether chicken, I also made an ender chicken, which spawns in the end, but also in the overworld, just like a normal enderman. Ender chickens make the same sounds as endermen, and when you kill one of them, it drops an ender pearl as well. The only difference is the ender chicken doesn't teleport away. He doesn't know how to do that. Next, I added some spiders to the game, and somehow these were some of my favorite mobs. This spider is from Minecraft Dungeons, and it's called a cave spider, so I just named it a cavern spider. It looks kind of like a skulk spider, so I made it spawn in the deep dark. And I also made it give you the darkness effect, just like the warden when it attacks you. The next spider is a toxic spider, which is basically just a cave spider, but it can spawn anywhere. I will say it moves much faster than a cave spider though, which I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm also pretty sure cave spiders don't give poison too, so this guy actually might be a little OP. The Reaper spider is something you don't want to run into, which is why I gave it a boss bar to let you know if it's in your area. The Reaper spider is the same as the toxic spider, except it does more damage, and when it bites you, it gives you all of these effects. The fact that Steve is able to survive a bite from this guy just proves he's built different, because this spider is insane. One of my favorite spiders is the ice spider, which spawns in cold biomes, and instead of potion effects, he just freezes you upon biting you. I also just noticed these spiders do an absurd amount of damage. This guy 3-hit me. The last spider I added is the skeleton spider, and this one is interesting because he acts like a real skeleton. He actually shoots arrows at you. Well, it's more like throwing them at me because they look like this, but that's fine. Now that our game is looking like Australia, I decided to move on to some wardens. First, I added the blood warden. If you hit the blood warden, there's a chance of him spawning a warden to fight for him as backup. And if he hits you, you get teleported to a random area around the warden. Okay, I actually just noticed that his wardens attack him, so maybe this isn't the best design. Anyways, he drops a totem when you kill him, but you're probably not going to be able to do that, at least without the help of the other wardens. A warden you will be able to kill though is the noob warden. The noob warden is similar to the noob creeper, except you can tame him using skulk catalysts. You have to be careful about where you bring your noob warden though, because one hit from anything and he is dead. The last warden and the last mob of the video is probably the best mob I've ever added. It's Shrek. I don't know why I added Shrek, I just saw him and thought it was funny, but basically Shrek spawns in a swamp and he is passive until he finds you in his swamp. Once you get to the nether, you can be greeted by the soul sand creeper. This creeper variant is only found in soul sand valleys, and if you blow this one up, it will give you slowness for 10 seconds. It also creates a trail of soul sand underneath it wherever it goes, so if you ever wanted to make a soul sand farm, now you can. If you ever wanted more sea creatures in Minecraft, now you can have that with the orca. Orcas are known to eat fish and maybe even squids, so they fight both of these mobs. The orca is also sometimes called the killer whale, so you might want to make sure you don't get too close to these things. And if you kill the orca, it drops a crossbow too, cause you know they got it on them. You can also feed the crossbow to this raccoon. Yeah, the raccoon will eat anything in your hand because raccoons eat garbage. Raccoons will also attack you, and they move in gangs, so watch out. And yes, if you are wondering, the raccoon can and does does commit robberies as well. Really, dude? The black ghast is kind of like the ghast of the end, except smaller. And instead of shooting at the player, the black ghast will actually help you fight the ender dragon instead. Well, it's supposed to, but it isn't really doing anything right now. Anyways, you can hatch it from a dragon egg, which really makes no sense considering it doesn't like the dragon. The night golem doesn't like the dragon either, or really any mob that is a threat to the village. The night golem is a more powerful version of the iron golem that is spawned using gold blocks instead of iron. You can also tame one of these guys with a crown, but only if you're the king, otherwise he won't fight for you. Since the warden is so scary, I decided to add the warden golem to the ancient city as well. The difference between the warden and the warden golem though is that the warden golem just walks around the ancient city. Yeah, it doesn't actually do anything. The warden golem is basically just there to scare you and that's it. If you find an ancient guardian fossil, you can use it to hatch an ancient guardian, which is a guardian that you can actually ride in the water, although it's really slow and I'm also floating. It should have been faster. I don't know what happened. The ancient guardian will also help you fight the other guardians if it could move. Yeah, something is just wrong with the ancient guardian. The crow, on the other hand, doesn't have anything wrong with it. If you find a group of crows, they are actually called a murder, so I made it so that the crows will attack you. You can also find crows randomly chilling at the top of buildings, and every now and then they will lay a crow egg, which you can use as a projectile weapon that actually does damage. Crow eggs hurt, I guess. This is a pig that was left out in the sun for too long. Found in the desert and other hot biomes, this is the mottled pig. That's it. It's just a variant of the pig. It has nothing special about it. The muddy pig is a little bit different though, because if you kill it, you can get some dirty pork. Yeah, I wouldn't advise eating that. If you don't want your pork to be dirty, you can clean your pig with water before killing it, but watch out for mud blocks though, because then your pig will become dirty again. The piebald pig looks like it's dirty, but it isn't. Those are actually just spots. And once again, it's just a regular pig, but this time I made it drop bacon. And it can also drop pepperoni, another meat that comes from a pig. Nether pigs drop nether pork, which is a pork chop that you don't need to cook. You can also give a nether pig some gold, and that will tame it, which allows you to ride the pig without even having a saddle. The nether pig is immune to fire damage, as you can see, and obviously a nether pig is found in the nether, because if it isn't, it turns into a zombified pig, which is basically the opposite of the nether pig. It drops rotten pork, which is bad for you. Do not eat this. And it does not like being tamed and also wants to kill you, so don't let your nether pig get into the overworld. You also shouldn't go near grizzly bears that can be found in the forest, because if you do, just like in real life, something bad might happen. Don't try to outrun the grizzly bear as well, because it's way faster than you. The only way to stop the bear from killing you is by taming the bear with honey, and apparently a lot of it. There's also another threat to your safety in hotter biomes as well. It's the naked ravager. The wild ravager, actually, who unlike the regular ravager, has no saddle or any of the other stuff on it. It's just a random ravager that you can tame if you sneak up on it using some bones. After taming the ravager, you can ride the ravager without a saddle, but you do sink down a little bit though. Fuzzy sheep are a type of sheep that has a lot more wool than a normal sheep. As you can see, I can shear this thing forever. It never stops. And instead of dropping wool blocks, it drops yarn, which can actually be crafted into armor. It's just like the old feature in Minecraft Alpha, except the armor is actually made of wool this time. Tropical slimes spawn in the bottom of the ocean, and they are super tiny only, because I couldn't figure out how to change the size. What I can do though is make them drop blue slime, which is slightly different than green. You can craft a blue slime block with 9 slime balls, and instead of bouncing you, the blue slime block gives you jump boost instead. I think this is a little too high. If you combine a skeleton with a spider, you get a bone spider, which is a mob that hides very deep down in the caves at the deep slate layer. The bone spider likes to shoot bone shards at you instead of biting you, and if you kill one of these spiders, you can get some of the bone shards to use as a weapon for yourself. Villagers deserve to have more variants added, as there hasn't been a village update in a while, so I added the angry villager to the game, who unlike regular villagers, is not friendly at all and attacks anyone and anything. You also can't trade with the angry villager, as he just takes your emeralds. And this guy is so annoying that even the night golem fights him. But the enchanter is actually a serious villager, and he lives in this new custom village house. You can really tell I tried with this one. If you give the enchanter an item, he will enchant it. And yes, I mean any item. He will even enchant the item multiple times somehow. Don't question the enchanter. You can question the business villager though, because if you right click him, he has a business offer for you. The thing is, when you bring him some emeralds, he just tells you he invested them for you and you never get them back. Yeah, I think bro's a scammer. The gift wrapper is just a mob from Minecraft Dungeons, and he can't really do anything though because there is no gifts to wrap. So yeah, he's pretty much useless. He just looks cool and that's it. The mysterious merchant is kind of like the wandering trader, except he will give you a random item for 5 emeralds. He's also scamming like the wandering trader. Why would I give 5 emeralds for an amethyst cluster? You can find the merchant randomly inside of caves, and he doesn't like llamas at all, so he's kind of like the evil wandering trader. The quest giver will give you a random quest if you right click on him. The thing is, he doesn't actually give you anything for finishing the quest though. He just gives you random quests if you're bored. Yo, what the? The Geomancer is kind of like the Illager of the earth. He's supposed to make rocks come out of the ground, but I'm too dumb to add that, so I just made him spawn random walls. He can also spawn lava under your feet every time you attack him, which is kind of annoying. And he's also immune to explosions and fall damage, which now that I'm thinking of it, the earth is definitely not immune to explosions, so I don't think he should have that ability. The mage is another new type of Illager, who this time shoots balls at you that will make you levitate. The mage also walks with a trail of fire underneath him, and if you kill the mage, you can get an uncraftable potion of nothing. My favorite type of potion. This is the bouldering zombie, who as you can see is slightly bigger than a regular zombie. The bouldering zombie also does more melee damage than a regular zombie does, and it can throw rocks at you from longer range as well. So it's just an annoying zombie basically. But it isn't as annoying as the Herobrine zombie, who spawns in and stalks you in caves, is super fast and scary, and also can only be killed using arrows. No swords against Herobrine. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the scary cave noises that he constantly makes. It's this easy to make Minecraft into a horror game. The Scarecrow is not scary, despite scare being in the name. No, it's actually just a zombie with a hay bale for a head. You can find a Scarecrow hanging out in villages, and that is because the Scarecrow is an ally of the villagers, unlike regular zombies. If for some reason you want to kill the Scarecrow, it will drop a hay bale upon death, and you can use this hay bale to make another Scarecrow if you have 2 blocks of brown wool. I got most of the textures for these mobs from Minecraft Earth and Dungeons, which means there is a possibility that some of these mobs actually get added to the game in the future. Obviously not with the same stupid features, of course. So let me know which mob you want to see in the game for real. I personally think Herobrine is a good addition. He's not scary at all. Today, I installed a mod that adds a bunch of new golems to Minecraft. From the leaf golem to the netherite golem, I'm going to be rating all of these golems from 1 to 10 to see which are the best new golems. The first golem I'm going to make is the leaf golem, which has 6 hearts and it gives potion effects to self. So let's get our leaves like this, and we'll place some leaves down right here, and I'll just put the golem head on it. And this is our leaf golem. He has regen particles, so that's what it means when it says that he heals himself. But other than that, I don't really see what this guy does. I mean, he's just a leaf golem. You punch him, nothing really happens. What if we put a sapling in front of him? Will he grow it? No, it doesn't look like he's growing the sapling. I don't know what this guy is really supposed to do. The last test. Let's see what happens if you kill the leaf golem. Do you get anything useful? You get an apple, redstone, and leaves. Okay, I mean, that's not that bad. That's kind of like a tree. I won't lie, the leaf golem probably isn't that useful, so I'm gonna give this guy like a 2 out of 10. But there's so many more golems for us to look at, so let's open this book up again, and let's go back to this page. And the next golem we have is the TNT golem, which is obviously built with TNT, and it says caution, may explode randomly. This one sounds a lot more interesting than the leaf golem, so let's get our TNT, and we'll place this TNT here, and we'll put the golem head, and this is the TNT golem. Yeah, this guy looks way better than the leaf golem. His eyes look kind of strange though. I don't really know why they're green. I guess it's because a regular golem has red eyes, and the TNT is red, so they had to be green. It said the TNT golem explodes randomly, but I'm not really seeing it yet. He doesn't seem to be blowing up. I wonder if maybe we have to give him a mob to fight first. So let's see if this husk makes him explode. Oh, he has particles. Oh, and he actually exploded. That was actually pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of useless though, because the golem is dead now, but it was cool. The TNT golem was definitely a lot better than the leaf golem, but I still don't think he was that good, so I'm probably gonna give this guy a 4 out of 10. So let's go back to the golem book again, and next we have the moss golem with 40 health. That's a lot of health. He places moss carpet and gives potion effects to himself. Okay, let's get our moss block, and let's just spawn the moss golem over here. Okay, it kind of looks like this guy is wearing a ghillie suit. I don't really know if this guy looks that good. He does seem to have some kind of flower on his back though, so I guess that's kind of cool. But other than that, I don't really know. This guy's kind of boring. He also only has 1 eye, so that's kind of strange. But yeah, it says he places moss carpet, and that's all he really did. He placed 2 moss carpets, and then he stopped. So yeah, I don't know about this guy. I'm probably gonna give him like a 1 out of 10. We don't even need to see what he drops. I mean, he has 40 hearts. I'm not killing this guy. The next golem is the straw golem, which is actually interesting because it says it grows nearby crops, which actually sounds kind of useful. So let's just build our straw golem, and this is how the straw golem looks. He looks just like the other ones, except he's made out of straw. But now we can get a crop, and let's see him grow it. So let's just place crop right here, and he should grow this. At least that's what it says. He doesn't seem to have any interest in growing it though. He's just walking away. What if we add a few more? Oh, let's just place some more here. And now there's no way he doesn't grow these, right? Come on, do what it says you're supposed to do. Okay, I don't know if the straw golem is all that useful if he's not even gonna grow the crops. Maybe I have to right click him or something, or give him the hoe. Nope, he's just walking away. He doesn't even want the hoe. If the straw golem can't do the one thing it's supposed to do, I'm gonna have to give this guy a 0 out of 10. I mean, this is just bad. bad. He's just not growing the crops at all. Okay, on to the next golem, I guess. The next golem is the melon golem, which plants flowers and gives potion effects to itself. They all seem to give potion effects to themselves. I don't know why. So let's just get a melon out, and we'll place these melons like usual, and we'll put the head on top. And yeah, it's just another golem. But this time, this guy looks kind of interesting. I mean, he has leaves for arms and melons for fists. That's pretty cool. But other than that, he's just a melon. Just a big giant melon. Wait, did he place that flower? I'm pretty sure he planted that flower. It did say the melon golem is supposed to plant flowers, so it would not be impossible for him to place that. I don't think this flower spawns here naturally. Let's just wait and see if he places another flower. Okay, this is taking way too long. I don't think he's gonna place a flower again. Let's see what we get when we kill the melon golem. All you get is some melon seeds and some melons. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, he is a giant melon, so. And over here, the straw golem still hasn't grown the crops. Okay, this guy is just useless. Okay, it's time to move on to the next golem. And the next golem is the honey golem, which has 42 health. I think that's the most health we've seen yet. And he gives potion effects to the enemy and splits in two. Okay, we have to see what happens here. So I'm assuming he's made with honey blocks. So let's place some honey blocks right here. And we'll place the golem head on top. And yeah, this is the honey golem. I wonder how this guy splits in two. That's so weird. But first, let's spawn a husk and let's see if he gives potion effects to him. Yeah, he gives him a bunch of different potion effects when he hits him. And the husk isn't even fighting back. I guess he just got paralyzed by all the effects or something. We didn't see the honey golem split in two though. I'm wondering what that looks like still. I wonder if I right click him, it'll do anything. Nope, he's not splitting into two yet. Maybe he has to get hit to split into two. So let's spawn a warden. Oh yeah, he split into two tiny honey golems, but they died instantly. So yeah, when you kill the honey golem, who seems to be giving me a ton of potion effects by the way, I just got so many different effects. He spawns two tiny honey golems, which actually look pretty cool. I mean, this is kind of funny. And when you hit these golems, they don't give you potion effects though. The tiny ones are useless, but they do look pretty cool. So because he spawns tiny golems, which is actually kind of unique, I'm gonna give the honey golem an 8 out of 10. I mean, this one's definitely my favorite so far. But there's still more golems to look at, so let's open the book. And next we have the wool golem, which doesn't really do anything. It just says it's the wool golem. And we have the mangrove root golem on the other page, so let's spawn both of these. For the first golem, we have the wool golem, so let's just spawn this. And yeah, that's the wool golem. He's got a little bit of drip on him, actually. He seems to be wearing some black clothes, which is kind of cool. I do have a question, though. If I spawn a golem with red wool, is he going to be red instead? Yeah, he has red clothes instead. That's actually pretty cool. That is all they really do, though. There is literally nothing else on the page. But yeah, the wool golem is pretty sick. I'm gonna give this guy a 5 out of 10, just because he has drip. And next, we're gonna make the mangrove root golem, which just says it regens health naturally, like all the other golems. And yeah, this is just a mangrove root golem. I mean, there's nothing really special about this guy. I wonder what happens when you kill him, and you just get mangrove roots. Yeah, honestly, the mangrove root golem is pretty lame. I'm gonna give this guy like a 1 out of 10. Up next in the book, we have the nether wart golem, which gives fire protection and plants nether wart. So to make it, we need a warped wart block. So let's get some of these. And now we have a blue nether wart golem. This guy looks pretty cool. I also want to check out the red one, obviously, so let's spawn one of these as well. And yeah, this guy doesn't look as good. The vines never even change color, but the blue one looks pretty cool. And as you can see, he has fire resistance, just like it says. The wart golem is also supposed to be able to plant nether wart, so let's give him some soul sand underneath him, and maybe he'll do it. Or he'll just walk away from the soul sand, I guess. You can't get away from the soul sand. Come on, you have to plant some nether wart. Oh wait, he actually did plant some nether wart. That's pretty cool. Honestly, since there's two different colors of wart golems, I'm gonna give the wart golem a 5 out of 10. I mean, he's alright. Planting nether wart isn't that useful because you can just plant nether wart yourself, but I mean, he still looks pretty cool. Next up, we have the redstone golem. And it says the redstone golem provides redstone power, which makes sense because he's the redstone golem. So let's just place some redstone on the ground and see if it's actually accurate. He provides a lot of redstone power too. This is not running out. So the redstone golem is probably pretty useful, so I'm gonna give this guy like a 6 out of 10. And now let's move on to the next page of golems, which is the clay golem and the mud golem. These golems don't seem to have any use in the book, so we're just gonna speed run these. This is the clay golem. It's literally just a clay golem, that's it. And this is the mud golem. It doesn't look much better, but he has a flower on his head, which is pretty cool. I'm probably gonna give the clay golem like a 3 out of 10. He doesn't really do much. And I'll give the mud golem a 4 out of 10 just because he has a flower on his head. The next page of golems looks a bit more useful. We have the sandstone golem. All he has is fire protection. Actually, he's not that useful, but the crafting golem, which you can right click to open a crafting menu. We have to see that. So first, let's spawn the sandstone golem, and all he really is sandstone golem. That's it. It's just like the clay golem and the mud golem. He's just there. He's just a golem. But we'll spawn the crafting golem next. And the crafting golem actually looks pretty cool. I mean, his eyes look kind of strange. I don't really know if his eyes match his body, but if I right click this guy, I get a crafting table, which is actually really cool. This means as long as I have a crafting golem, I don't even need to carry crafting tables with me. That's sick. So because of that, I'm gonna give the crafting table a 7 out of 10 because he's actually useful. And I'm gonna give the sandstone golem a 2 out of 10. I mean, he just has no use. In the next page of golems, we have the lapis golem and the polished granite golem. Okay, that might be the most useless golem I've heard of yet. But first, we'll spawn the Lapis Golem, which is going to be similar to the Redstone Golem, I think. Yeah, they look kind of the same, except the Lapis Golem has some gold marks on him. I don't really know why he has gold marks on him. The Lapis block doesn't have that. And let's also check out the Polished Granite Golem. Yeah, I don't know why this guy exists. I mean, he doesn't look that bad, to be fair. When you hit the Lapis Golem, he's supposed to give potion effects to you, so let's see what he does. Okay, I got nothing so far, and I still got nothing. Okay, I don't think he's actually giving potion effects. I think it was a lie. Okay, yeah, I think the potion effects thing was a lie, so because of that, I'm gonna have to give this guy a 3 out of 10. I mean, he doesn't even do the thing he's supposed to do. And the Granite Golem looks a little bit better than I thought he would, so I'm gonna give this guy a 4 out of 10. I mean, he's kind of useless, but he looks pretty cool. On the next page, we have the Raw Gold Golem and the Librarian Golem, and these golems still don't really have any use, so we're just gonna speedrun these ones as well. The Raw Gold Golem looks alright. He doesn't look that bad. It's just like a raw gold block, though. And the Librarian Golem actually looks pretty terrible. What is this? This looks really strange. It's literally the bookshelf texture on a golem. That's it. I'm gonna have to give this guy a 1 out of 10. This is just awful. Wait, where'd he go? Okay, he literally just teleported away because I gave him a 1 out of 10. Or wait, did he give himself invisibility? Okay, that's actually pretty cool that he can do that. I'm gonna have to up the rating to like a 3 out of 10 now. And the Raw Gold Golem a 2 out of 10. I mean, what is the use of a Raw Gold Golem? Like, why is this even in the game? Alright, we still have a lot more golems to go, so let's open the book again. And the next golems we have is the Honeycomb Golem and the Log Golem. And the Honeycomb Golem summons a bee, and the Log Golem does nothing, but it looks like you can make it from any type of wood, so we're gonna have to test that. So first, let's spawn a Honeycomb Golem like this, and this thing looks pretty bad. He looks kind of like the Raw Gold Golem, because the Honeycomb looks similar, but he summons a bee, so we have to see that. Come on, summon the bee. Maybe if I right-click him? No, he's not summoning the bee. I guess we just have to wait. While we're waiting for him to do that, I'm gonna spawn the Log Golem. So let's get a regular oak log, and we're gonna get a stripped mangrove log as well. And first, let's test the oak log, and yeah, it's just an oak log golem like you would expect. But if we spawn a mangrove log golem, apparently it's gonna look like a mangrove log as well. And no, wait, no, it does. That is a mangrove log, but it's not a stripped mangrove log like it showed. But that is still pretty cool, because that means we could make a birch log golem, and that's gonna look pretty interesting. Yeah, this is a strange looking golem, but it is a birch log golem. Now let's see if the honeycomb golem has spawned a bee yet. It doesn't look like he's spawning them, so I'm gonna have to just rate this guy. If he did spawn a bee, he would be pretty cool, so I'm probably gonna rate him a 5 out of 10. And as for the log golem, I'm also gonna rate him a 5 out of 10 just because you can spawn different log golems. So on the next page of golems, we have a dried kelp golem and a raw copper golem, which also don't really seem to do anything, so I'm just gonna spawn them quickly. So here's the dried kelp golem, and this is what he looks like. He looks pretty lame. That's like a 2 out of 10. And the raw copper golem. This guy's definitely a little nicer than the raw gold golem because you can see he's getting oxidized in random parts, but he still doesn't look that great, so he's probably like a 4 out of 10. Next on the list, we have the coal golem and the sponge golem, and the sponge golem seems really interesting because he absorbs water. So first we'll spawn the coal golem right here, and apparently the coal golem gave effects to enemies, so let's see. Nope, he's still not doing anything. Yeah, the coal golem doesn't look that bad. He's probably like a 5 out of 10. But now let's check out the sponge golem. I'm gonna spawn the sponge golem in the water, so let's just spawn him down here. And apparently he's supposed to absorb water, and yeah, he's absorbing water just like a sponge. This is so sick. And you can even see he has water particles on him because he's absorbing the water, so he's turning into a wet sponge golem. I mean, that's kind of strange, but whatever. I will say he looks pretty bad though. He doesn't look that great. But since it's such a unique golem, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10 because absorbing all this water is really cool. But now let's see if the next golems can top that. And for our next golem, we have the slimy golem and the skulk golem. The slimy golem has a massive knockback attack and splits in two, and the skulk golem has fire protection and places skulk veins. These guys are definitely interesting. So let's start with the slimy golem, which we'll make with slime blocks like this, and he doesn't look that interesting right now, but apparently he has a massive knockback attack. So let's spawn a husk, and let's see this knockback. Oh my god, he actually went flying. It's definitely not as far as I thought it would be, but he launches him pretty high to make up for it. And apparently the slime splits into two, just like the honey golem, so let's see this. Wow, he has a lot of health. And yeah, he splits into 2 slime golems. The slime golem might be my favorite so far because of that, so I'm gonna give this guy a 9 out of 10. I mean, this is definitely a great golem. And let's also check out the skulk golem real quick. I definitely like how he has like a warden type face on him. That looks pretty cool. He's also supposed to spawn skulk under him, but I'm not really seeing any skulk under him. That's kind of weird. I'm gonna take the mod's word for it though, and I'm gonna believe that he spread skulk. And this guy has a pretty cool design, so because of that, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. This guy looks pretty sick. Now it's time to move on to the next golems, and the next golem we have is the purpur golem and the stem golem. The purpur golem teleports randomly, and the stem golem has fire protection and plants fungus. So first let's spawn the purpur golem like this, and that guy doesn't look that bad. He even has enderman particles to show that he teleports. But we're not gonna wait for him to teleport. I believe the mods, so I'm just gonna give this guy a 5 out of 10. He doesn't look that bad. And here's the stem golem. This is the red stem golem. Similar to the wart golem, he still has the wrong color vines, which looks kind of weird. But other than that, he looks pretty cool, and I'm assuming you can spawn another color stem golem as well. well. And yeah, there's a blue one as well. I kind of forgot what these guys are supposed to do, but do we really want to wait for it? These guys kind of look like the wart golem, but worse, so I'm just gonna give them a 3 out of 10. The next golems are the mushroom golem and the raw iron golem, and honestly, we already know what these are gonna look like, so I'm probably just gonna skip them. And next we have the shroomlight golem and the terracotta golem, which has some weird transcriptions on the bottom, so we definitely have to check this guy out. But first, we're gonna spawn a shroomlight golem, and I'm just gonna set it to nighttime to see if he really emits light. Yeah, it seems like he's lighting up the area around him. This one is actually pretty sick. So because of that, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. But the next golem had some weird transcriptions on the bottom, so we have to get to the bottom of this and see what happens. So right now, we just have a regular terracotta golem. That's it. But I don't really know what the transcriptions were about. Maybe I need to use glazed terracotta. So let's take some glazed terracotta like this, and we'll place a head on top, and it just does nothing. So I have no idea what these transcriptions were for. Honestly, I'm just gonna give this guy a 1 out of 10. He looks pretty lame with nothing on him, I'm not gonna lie. The next golems we have seem to have a ton of features. This is the Skulk Catalyst Golem and the Magma Golem. The Skulk Catalyst Golem has fire protection, provides light, places Skulk Veins, and gives potion effects to the enemy. And the Magma Golem has fire protection, provides light, lights creatures on fire, and splits in two. So first, let's spawn a Skulk Catalyst Golem like this, and he looks like the Skulk Golem, but he actually looks a lot better. It's basically the Skulk Golem with some Skulk Catalyst details on it, so that actually looks pretty cool. He's supposed to give enemy mobs potion effects, and this never really seems to work on me. Okay, never mind. I literally just got blinded, and I wasn't even the one being attacked. And this blindness is literally lasting forever. Can this go away? So because of that, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I mean, this guy looks pretty sick, and he does what it said he would do. And now let's spawn the Magma Golem and see what happens with this guy. Apparently, the Magma Golem is supposed to set mobs on fire, so let's spawn a husk right here, and he didn't really set him on fire. Let's try again. Okay, now he set him on fire, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if husks burn in the daytime. I'm not really sure. But yeah, the Magma Golem also splits into two, so let's see that quickly. And yeah, there's two little Magma Golems. That's so cool. The Magma Golem definitely had the most features so far, but he doesn't look that great, so I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. Next, we have the Concrete Golem and the Coral Golem, and the Concrete Golem seems pretty lame. I mean, he's probably the same as the Terracotta Golem, so we're not even gonna spawn this guy. But apparently, the Coral Golem is an advanced swimmer, so we have to see that. So let's get a couple coral blocks, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have different colors. At least I hope he does. And we'll spawn the first one right here. And we have a blue Coral Golem who's just standing in the water. He's not really swimming. And let's just also spawn a red one. And yeah, they actually have different colors. But I wonder if that means you can spawn a dead golem too. So let's spawn some dead coral. And yeah, there's a dead coral golem as well. That's pretty sick. As for advanced swimming, I don't really think they're swimming. They're just kind of standing in the water. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of time. And wait, the dead golem actually transformed into an alive coral golem because he was in the water. That's actually a pretty crazy feature. But yeah, they don't really seem to be swimming. So because of that, I'm gonna give them a 6 out of 10. I mean, they're not drowning either, but they're definitely not swimming. On the next page, we have the Packed Mud Golem and the Brick Golem, which also have no features, so we're just gonna skip over these guys. I mean, we already know what they're gonna look like. And on the next page, we have the Polished Diorite Golem and the Smooth Stone Golem, which also have no features, so we're gonna skip them as well. But the next page, we have the Ice Golem and the Nether Brick Golem. The Ice Golem freezes water and cools lava, which is definitely pretty cool, but makes no sense, because how is it cooling lava? It's ice. And the Nether Brick Golem has fire protection and lights creatures on fire, similar to the Magma Golem. So let's just spawn our Ice Golem right here by the water. And yeah, he turns the water to ice. Oh my god, look at those eyes. Okay, those eyes look way too goofy. I don't really know what's wrong with those eyes there. But yeah, he turned the water to ice just like it said he does, and the golem design looks pretty cool other than the eyes. But we have to see what he does to lava, because that makes no sense. Okay, he burns, but he does turn it to obsidian. It's really strange. I don't know how he's burning, but he's transforming the lava to obsidian. That's kind of weird. Let's just push this guy in the water. Oh wait, we can't. He's actually gonna die of the fire. He literally can't go in the water. He died of the fire because he turned the water to ice. That's crazy. Next, let's check out the Nether Brick Golem quickly. And yeah, he's just the Nether Brick Golem, and apparently he's gonna set this husk on fire. And yeah, he set him on fire. I mean, the Nether Brick Golem's not that bad. I'm probably gonna give this guy like a 5 out of 10. But the Ice Golem was definitely a cool design, so I'm gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. And if it wasn't for the eyes, he definitely would have got higher. I mean, what are these eyes? Alright, on the next page of golems, we have the Furnace Golem and the Polished Andesite Golem. Why do we have all these weird golems? Who would spawn the Polished Andesite Golem? But the Furnace Golem is probably pretty cool. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't look like he can cook items, but he provides light and consumes fuel, so we have to check that out. So let's just place some furnaces right here, and this guy looks pretty cool. He doesn't look how I expected him to look, but he looks cool. It says this guy consumes fuel, so let's give him some coal, and yeah, that's what I thought it would do. It makes him light on fire. But he can't cook stuff, unfortunately, which is the one thing the Furnace Golem should be able to do, so because of that, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. On the next page, we have the Polished Deep Slate Golem, which is another useless golem. Why would I spawn this? And we have the Redstone Lamp Golem, which seems interesting. It has fire protection, provides light, and you can right-click it to change the texture. We have to see that. So let's get our redstone lamp, and we'll place 4 of these like this, and this is the redstone lamp golem. He actually looks really bad, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of expected this guy to look a lot better, but we can right click him to change texture, so let's see that. And it doesn't really change the texture, but it's like turning him on and off. I wonder if this actually affects his lights. So let's set the time to night, and yeah, he has no light right now, but if you right click him, he emits light. That's actually pretty cool. But there was the shroom light golem earlier, which also emits light, and he looks a lot better than this, so I'm gonna have to give this guy a 5 out of 10 because he doesn't look that great. Alright, on the next page of golems, we have the dispenser golem and the sea lantern golem. The dispenser golem shoots arrows, and you can right click to refill, and the sea lantern golem provides light and is an advanced swimmer. I mean, we saw what advanced swimmer did last time, it really did nothing, so hopefully it's different this time. But first, let's spawn the dispenser golem like this, and he looks similar to the furnace golem, as I would expect, and when we right click this guy, you can put stuff inside of the dispenser. So let's just get some arrows of harming, and we'll put these arrows inside of the dispenser golem like this, and now let's spawn a husk, and let's see if he shoots him. Okay, he's shooting him really slowly, and then he just switches to melee. But if I spawn him like way over here, he's definitely gonna shoot them. Yeah, he's shooting them with the arrows, although he doesn't shoot them really quickly, so it's not that useful. I will say this is probably the most useful golem so far in terms of goleming. I mean, he definitely would defend you, so I'm gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. As for the sea lantern golem, let's see. So the sea lantern golem looks pretty much how you would expect it, and he's walking in the water again. He's not really swimming. Maybe we have to spawn him deep in the water to see him swim. So let's spawn another one of these guys in the water, and no, he's still walking in the water. He just doesn't swim. I'm gonna give this guy a 2 out of 10. He just doesn't do what he says he's supposed to do. Alright, on the next page, we have the frog light golem, which provides light, and the polished blackstone golem with fire protection. I swear we already saw the polished blackstone golem in the book before, but the frog light golem seems pretty cool, so let's check that out. I got 2 different types of frog lights right here, so let's try the green one first. And yeah, we have a green frog light golem like I expected, and we'll try the yellow one as well. And yeah, he does change color, but he doesn't look that great. I mean, come on, this could have been a little bit better, but he does have a use because he lights the area up at nighttime, so I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. I mean, he's not that bad. On the next page, we have the polished basalt golem and the ancient debris golem. The polished basalt golem is not worth spawning, but the ancient debris golem has fire protection and blast protection. I'm really interested in how good this blast protection is, so let's check this one out. So first we'll get our ancient debris like this, and we'll just place it, and this guy doesn't look the best, but he also doesn't look the worst. So apparently this guy has blast protection, so to test this out, I'm gonna spawn a TNT golem and set it off right beside him. So let's see if he can survive this. And yeah, he literally took no damage. He's invincible to TNT. That's crazy. Since that's a unique feature that we haven't seen before, I'm gonna give the Ancient Debris Golem a 7 out of 10. This guy's actually pretty good. Alright, next up on the list, we have the Quartz Golem and the Gold Golem, which don't really seem to do anything, except there's gold coins in the Gold Golem, so we're gonna check that out. I don't really know if they just added a picture for fun, or if it actually does something, but let's see. So this is the Gold Golem in game. If you right-click this guy, he doesn't really do anything. There's no gold coins. Maybe if you kill him, he's like Sonic, and he drops coins. Nope, he's not dropping coins when I do damage. And he just drops a couple of gold ingots. He drops 10 gold ingots. That's actually pretty good. But that's less gold ingots than you get for making him, so that's pretty useless. Because of that, I'm gonna give the Gold Golem a 3 out of 10. There was no gold coins. He's not that great. Next up, we have the Prismarine Golem and the Endstone Golem. The Prismarine Golem is an advanced swimmer, and we already know what that means. It means he walks underwater. And the Endstone Golem teleports randomly. The Prismarine Golem also has a picture of a Guardian, though, so I wonder if he attacks like a Guardian. It also shows you can make it with multiple different blocks, so let's see if these Prismarine blocks spawn a different golem. Alright, so far this golem looks the same as the block. What about this? Nope, they're all the same golem. That's unfortunate. Let's see this guy attack a husk, though. I wonder if he attacks like a Guardian. Okay, he's not even fighting the husk. Nope, he literally just melees. I don't even know why there was a picture of a Guardian. That's pretty lame. And he can't even fight the husk. I mean, this is just going on forever. I don't know what this is. Alright, the Prismarine Golem isn't that interesting. I'm gonna give him a 3 out of 10 as well. And as for the Endstone Golem, he's just the Endstone Golem, except he has these really weird looking eyes. I don't know why he has purple eyes, but those are pretty cool. The Endstone Golem's probably about the same. I'm also gonna give him a 3 out of 10. Alright, next up we have the Bone Golem and the Amethyst Golem. And the Bone Golem just has a skull and crossbones here, which I don't really think means anything, as we've seen on the other pages, but the Amethyst Golem can drop amethyst shards when hurt, so I guess this guy's similar to Sonic and not the Gold Golem, but we'll see if it actually works. So this is the Amethyst Golem in game. This guy actually looks really cool. I especially like how his feet are kind of like that one block that's in the geode. I don't really remember what the block is called. So if we hit this guy, he's supposed to drop shards, so let's see if this works. And no shards so far. Let's try another hit, and another hit, and he doesn't actually drop shards until you kill him, I think. Which is kind of lame. I kind of expected him to drop shards every time you hit him. Maybe it's a random chance, so let's just punch him instead. Yeah, wait, he actually drops shards when you hit him. Okay, that's actually cool. And I definitely think this is one of my favorite designs so far, so because of that, I'm gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. I mean, this guy looks so cool. And as for the bone golem, I mean, this guy looks pretty sick if it's Halloween. I can definitely see Mojang just adding this guy for like a Halloween update or something, but I mean, that's all there really is. He's just the bone golem. So because of that, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10. I mean, he looks cool, but he doesn't really do anything, I don't think. On the next page, we have the waxed copper golem and the copper golem, which are pretty much the same thing, except one of them's waxed, obviously. And both of them can summon a lightning bolt. Alright, so we're gonna spawn a fully oxidized copper first, and he has a lightning rod on his head. That looks pretty sick. And let's just spawn a regular copper. Alright, this is our copper golems. I definitely like the colors, but that's just because they're copper. That has nothing to do with the golem. I'm gonna set the weather to a storm, and let's see if they can actually summon a lightning bolt. I'm right-clicking him, and it's not really doing anything, but I'm assuming right-clicking him probably has nothing to do with it. So let's just see if this guy spawns a lightning bolt. Come on, you can do it. I would assume he spawns a lightning bolt. That's literally what it said he does. But he's not really doing anything. I don't know. This guy doesn't seem to be summoning lightning. Maybe it was an attack. So let's spawn some husks right here, and let's see if they attack him with lightning. No, they're still not even doing that. So I'm assuming these guys do spawn a lightning bolt, and we're just not seeing it. So I'm gonna give them a 6 out of 10. Next up, we have the glowstone golem and the glass golem. And the glowstone golem just has fire protection and provides light, just like the shroom light golem from earlier, probably. But the glass golem seems kind of interesting. Even though it does nothing, I still want to see it. So let's get some regular glass, and we'll also get some stained glass. First, let's see the regular glass, and that looks kind of weird. I mean, you can just see through the golem. That's kind of strange. And let's see if the stained glass actually stains him. And yeah, they actually get stained, so that's pretty cool. As for the usefulness of the glass golem, I'm not really sure he has any use, but he definitely looks pretty cool, especially when he's stained. So I'm gonna give the glass golem a 5 out of 10. I mean, you have to admit, it's pretty cool being able to see through the golem. I'm not gonna lie. On the next page of golems, we have the obsidian golem and the emerald golem. The obsidian golem has fire protection and blast protection, and the emerald golem follows villagers. It also has 190 health, which is a lot of health. That's probably the most health I've seen yet. So first, let's just spawn the obsidian golem just to see it. And yeah, that's the obsidian golem. I will say he looks pretty cool. I definitely like the design. So I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10 because he doesn't really have a use, but he looks cool. And as for the emerald golem, let's see what he looks like. Alright, the emerald golem design is definitely pretty strange, but I want to see what it means when he follows the villager. So let's spawn a villager right here. And does he literally just follow him and that's it? Yeah, he just follows him around. So it's like a regular iron golem, but he's more protective. I wonder what happens if we spawn 2 villagers though. Who will he follow? Okay, it looks like he just likes the original villager. He's not following the other one. I will say, since this guy has 190 health, he's definitely the most buff golem we've seen so far. So because of this, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. I don't really like his design, but I mean, he's pretty cool. He does something different than all the other golems, and he has a lot of health. Alright, for the next golems, we have the crying obsidian golem and the diamond golem. The crying obsidian golem looks the same as the obsidian golem, and the diamond golem has 220 health and 22 attack damage. And it also has a chest full of diamonds, but I'm pretty sure that means nothing. So let's just spawn the crying obsidian golem first, and this honestly looks pretty awful. I mean, he's just purple everywhere. This is one of the worst golems I've seen. I'm gonna give this guy like a 2 out of 10. He looks really bad. But now let's see how the diamond golem looks. And the diamond golem actually looks pretty cool. I kind of hate how the texture is just kind of pasted onto him though. There's just random lines everywhere. They don't fit the golem at all. I will say this guy has a ton of attack damage though. Like, let's see him take out all these husks. He's not even struggling to kill all these husks. He literally took like no damage. I wonder who will win, the warden or the diamond golem. The diamond golem definitely has the advantage because he's gonna attack the warden before it attacks him. But no, the diamond golem's already taking a ton of damage. It's not looking good. Yeah, the diamond golem literally got destroyed by the warden. And when the diamond golem dies, he dropped 17 diamonds. I mean, once again, it literally takes more diamonds to make him than he does drop. So I wonder what his use is. I mean, he's definitely a good bodyguard though, because he does a lot of damage, even though he died to the warden. So because of that, I'm gonna give the diamond golem a 7 out of 10. I don't really like his design. I think his texture should have had a little bit more effort put into it. Alright, now for the last page of golem, we have the netherite golem. The netherite golem has 290 health and 28 attack damage. He also has fire protection and blast protection, just like the obsidian golems. So let's spawn our netherite golem like this. And this guy's texture looks a lot better. This is what the diamond golem should have been, honestly. The netherite golem is definitely stronger than the diamond golem, but I'm not really sure if this guy can take out a warden. He still might not be strong enough. Oh wait, he's taken out a random pillager, and he destroyed that pillager. Oh, and he's fighting another pillager. Alright, now let's see if the netherite golem can take out the warden. I don't really think he'll be able to, but let's see. Alright, he's doing good so far. Okay, he's already taking damage. This isn't looking good. He's surviving a lot longer though. Oh, and he's dead. He survived longer than the diamond golem, but he was still no match for the warden. And when he dies, you get 5 netherite scraps and 8 netherite ingots. I still don't think it's worth it to to spawn these guys. They drop nothing compared to what it takes to build them. But I will say the netherite golem definitely looks a lot better than the diamond golem, so because of that I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10 just because he's really strong. This is a tropical fish being burned alive, and this is an edible wiener dog. I put every Minecraft item through Google Translate way more times than you were supposed to, and then I made whatever result it gave me. I started with some of the most OP items in the game, netherite armor and tools. I don't know who Nesertic is. I drew some flames over the sword, and then I colored it red. This sword looks cool, but I have no idea what it has to do with Nesertic. Next I did the pickaxe. Take the nurses. That's weird. I didn't really know what to do for this one, so I just drew one of those nurse helmets they wear. I'm kinda confused how this hat is able to mine through stone. Next I made a shovel and I got Bill Natry, but I don't know who Bill Natry is, so I just decided to draw Bill because nothing comes up when you search Bill Natry. For a netherite axe I got low credit, so I drew a credit card, and I actually thought this one looked pretty good considering it's 16x. This must be Mr. Beast's credit card, it's very powerful. For the hoe I got anchor stone, so I drew one of those anchors that they use on boats. I don't think I needed to say that, I don't know what other type of anchors there are. Next I did some netherite armor, Veil of the Nethers. I tried to make a veil out of the same colors as the helmet, but it kinda looks like a giant netherite nose. For the chest plate I got under the skin. I don't know how to make organs, so I just colored it blue because that's the same color as Steve's shirt and it said skin in the translate. Next I made pants and I got a single platform, so I drew a YouTube logo because YouTube is the platform this video is on. If you're not watching this video on YouTube, I will be reporting you to the police immediately. The last netherite item is boots, and I got a shoe that doesn't fit. I just drew a really big shoe that obviously doesn't fit. This is all the netherite armor in game. Honestly, this is kinda drip, especially the nose helmet. Now it's time to translate some random items. Spectrum index. I don't know what that means, so I just colored the arrow rainbow because that's a spectrum. Next I did a tipped arrow. Diagonal axis. Apparently this is a diagonal axis. I don't know what the colors in the background are for. For a glass bottle I got glass, so I tried to make a glass texture. It didn't look that good. And for a fermented spider eye I got broken eyes, so I just cut the spider eye in half. This spider won't be seeing anytime soon. The eye is already removed, it has nothing to do with him. Next I did a blaze powder. Okay, we got dust map. I drew a map and then I put a bunch of dust on top of it. This kind of looks like a saltine cracker with some weird gray stuff on top of it. For a glistering melon I got candlelight, so I drew a candle and it kind of looked like Ferb's nose. And for a clock I got view, so I drew a window with an epic view on the other side of it. Okay, it doesn't look that great, but the view I'm imagining looks a lot better. Next I did a phantom membrane and I got It's a Good Movie. Shrek is a good movie, so I copy pasted a picture of Shrek's face on top of it. Next I did both a splash potion and a lingering potion. For the splash potion I got the medicine is finished, so I drew one of those bottles that they put pills in. And for the lingering potion I got strong plants, so I drew a plant and put 2 arms flexing coming out of the sides. I think this is my worst drawing yet. This looks terrible. Now it's time to do some other types of armor. First I did a leather helmet and I got a leather hat, which is pretty much what it is, so I made this brim to distinguish it from a helmet. I don't know how to add the brim in game, so I just did this. Next I made a chest plate and got leather jacket. I cut some space in the middle, added some sleeves on the side, and then I colored the jacket darker. This would actually look pretty cool as an item in Minecraft. Not sure about when you wear it though. For the leather pants I got his pants fell down, so I drew a man with his pants all the way down to his legs. And to finish the leather set I got leather shoes, so instead of just making shoes, I decided to turn the leather boots into rocket shoes, which are much less boring than regular shoes. I also did the gold armor set. First I made the gold helmet as a top hat, then I made the chest plate as a chest full of gold, next I made the pants as Polish gold, and then I made the boots as just regular shoes. I don't know why the boots always translate to shoes, it's very annoying. I also made both of these sets of armor as a model. Don't look at the leather set, my pants are down. Because we did gold armor, it's time to do some gold tools. To sleep. I drew some Z's on the side of the pickaxe to make it look like it's asleep. Next let's do the axe. Golden axe. Since the word axe is smaller than axe, I decided to make a little tiny axe. This looks like something from one of those mods where they make everything really complicated. For the golden shovel I got golden cave, so I drew a dark scary cave and put a bunch of spots of gold all over the walls. For a golden sword I got a golden sword. That's what I just said. And since the translate added an A in front, I decided to make a sword shaped into an A. This is the new Alphabet Lore Minecraft mod. The final golden tool is the hoe, which I translated to a gold rose, and then I started making some stone tools. The stone axe would not stop translating to stone axe. Why is the translate actually working for once? So I made a battle axe because I can only do a certain amount of translates each day before Google bans me. The stone shovel became a stone face, so I tried to make Squidward's house. This was actually pretty accurate for not looking at the picture. It also kinda looks looks like this guy. I translated a stone sword and it gave me a stone knife, so yeah. And then for a stone pickaxe, I got he picked me up, so I drew a man picking up a tiny man. I take back what I said earlier, this is the worst drawing I've ever made. The last stone tool is a hoe, which translated to the scale. I drew one of those scales that people use to see their weight, and I think your mom stepped on the scale. I'm sorry to any moms listening. For the next category, I did a bunch of boring items, so I'm going to speedrun those real quick. This is melon seeds as a pumpkin on a tree. This is a spawn egg with permission. This is a book and quill as paper and brush. This is a map as on the other hand. And this is a firework star as to sleep again. I don't know why I keep getting to sleep as a translate. For the prismarine shard, I got the heart as like a prism, so I made the shard into a heart shape. And for the prismarine crystal, I got glasses are important, so I drew a pair of glasses. I think I made the nose part a little too big. These would only fit the nose helmet. A couple other items I did was the popped chorus fruit as don't let it happen, the beetroot seeds as a carrot, and the shulker shell as a really bad version of the Minecraft logo. But one of the most interesting items I translated was the banner pattern. Okay, we got science of love. I drew a heart in the middle and then I added a science code around it. This actually just looks really weird. I don't think it's that interesting. I also made the nautilus shell as the end and a disc fragment as the entire earth. Ignore the placement of the continents. This is definitely an accurate earth. Everybody knows that food is the most important meal of the day, so next I translated some foods. Okay, we got age. I gave the rabbit a gray beard, a monocle, and a walking stick to make it look old. Next I did cooked rabbit. Cook the rabbit meat. The rabbit meat is already cooked, so I put a fire underneath to double cook it. Hopefully it's safe to eat a campfire and a metal rod. For glowberries, I got they have fresh fruit, so I drew a person and made them hold the glowberries so they had fresh fruit. And after that I translated sweet berries and got it is a sweet fruit. So I made a strawberry because those are very sweet. I probably could have just left it as sweet berries, it kind of says it in the name. For raw mutton I got to cook, so I drew an oven with what is supposed to be mutton inside of it. It kind of looks like the mutton is a tongue and the buttons are eyes. Next I did cooked mutton and got delicious food, so I decided to draw my favorite food. Man, I love eating these. Comment if this is your favorite food too. There are a lot of foods in Minecraft, so I decided to speedrun the next few. I turned raw cod into a person shoveling transparency outside of their house, and then I made raw salmon into the old Minecraft fish. I made a tropical fish into a burning hot fish. I'm not sure how it's on fire if it belongs in the water. And then I made a puffer fish into 2 puffer fishes. Next I made a potato and I got potatoes, so I just put more potatoes behind it. And then for a baked potato I got to be easy, so I colored it green because green is the color for easy. I probably wouldn't eat the green potato, there's definitely something wrong with it. Next I made a beetroot. Okay, we got black paper. I just used the regular paper texture and then I turned it black. For dry kelp I got these words, which translates to a small dog, so I decided to draw a little wiener dog. This is definitely not what they meant by hot dog. There's still so many foods to go, so I did a few more, like this raw beef as a club from the cards, this cooked cod as a Wi-Fi symbol, this cooked salmon as... I don't really know what this is actually, and this rabbit stew as rabbit juice. But it's time to move on from foods and do the rest of them later, so let's do some chain armor instead. Helmet chain. That's what this is supposed to be. It's a helmet chain. Next I did the chest plate. Heart grinder. I drew some spikes on the top and then I struggled to draw a heart underneath. I don't know why anyone would want to wear a heart grinder on their chest plate. That sounds dangerous. For leggings I got porcelain leggings, so I tried to make one of those porcelain patterns on the pants. And for the chain boots I got shoes and chains. It looks like these guys aren't getting out of jail anytime soon. This is a wood axe with a pause sign over it because it translated to wait. And this is a wood hoe with a mouth and some eyes because it translated to let's talk. I wonder what the wood hoe has to say. For a wood sword it just kept translating to a wooden sword, so I just left it as a wood sword. And for a wooden shovel I got work, so I drew a person with a construction vest and helmet and gave them some type of shovel thing. Now I can hire somebody to do my shoveling for me. It probably hurts though. There are still over 100 items left to translate, so I started doing more random items next. Bicycle. I drew what is supposed to be a bicycle. I can't tell if this drawing is really good or really bad. I'm going to go with bad. I don't know where the handlebars are. For a recovery compass, I got Innovation Campus. I drew a picture of what I think is a school. I'm not really sure. I dropped out. Don't do that, by the way, kids. I don't want any parents telling me you dropped out of school. I translated a turtle egg and got I'm sick, so I turned the turtle egg green to make it look sick. And then I made a warped fungus on a stick and got mushrooms grow on trees. So I drew a tree and then I added some red and brown spots to look like mushrooms in a tree. Weird how I'm able to use a tree to control a strider. I made a scoot as a book with a turtle skin cover, and then I made bricks as cream, and then I tried to make a brain out of clay, and I also turned paper into the letter A. This kind of reminds me of something from another video. I'm not sure what. For glowstone dust, I got city, so I added some sky, drew a bunch of buildings, and then I put some yellow windows windows on them. I wonder if this city is powered by glowstone. Next, I made an ink sac and a glow ink sac. For the ink sac, I got I hid, so I drew somebody hiding behind a desk, and then for the glowing sac, I got a long black bag, so I made a long black bag with a golden handle on the top. Now it's time to translate every dye. I'm actually too lazy to do that, so I only translated purple, and it gave me except this. I decided to color the purple dye every dye color in the game except for purple. See that? Now I killed every bird with one stone. You can't really tell which color is which though. For cocoa beans, I got soon, so I made a picture from a video that I'm making soon. You can't really tell what's going on, it's a little undetailed. And for pumpkin seeds, I got clock, so I drew a very bad clock. Just ignore the dots that are supposed to be numbers. There are definitely 12 and they are all in the right spot. Now it's time for me to translate some diamond armor. Head. Yeah, that's where the helmet goes. I ended up drawing a messed up looking face, and for the actual helmet, I copied it on the front and added some hair on all the other sides. Honestly, I think this helmet looks really good. There is nothing wrong with it. Next, let's do a chest plate. I don't know why it keeps giving me body parts. I decided to just draw an arm because that's what it said. I then copied the arm over top of the chest plate and made absolutely no effort to make it fit. Even though I did that, I somehow got the arms in the right place. Not really sure why they're so big though. Next, I made the leggings and I got rubber. I could have colored the pants rubber color, but instead I turned it into a rubber duck because I'm a duck. I then drew a duck's face in a questionable area of the pants and colored the rest yellow. These are the pants in game, let me know if you would cop. For the boots, I got boat, so I literally just copy pasted a boat on top of the boots. I then made the actual boots boat colored. This is probably the most normal piece of armor I made, even though it shows up as a boat in my inventory. The shield is kind of armor, so I translated the shield. This is a mystery. Because it's a mystery, I just deleted the shield texture completely. It turns out you can't delete textures though, and it just made the shield all black. Alright, now that I've made the shield, I have a full armor set. Guys, let me know if you would wear this. Next, I'm going to be translating some ores. I am a tree. I drew a tree body and added some leaves on top, and then I gave it a smiley face because the tree is alive. Next, I translated an emerald. Monaghan? I don't know what that is. Apparently, Monaghan is a place in Ireland, so I drew a 4-leaf clover because that's Irish or something. Guys, never let me draw a clover again. For iron, I got iron pot, so I just drew a pot, which basically looks like a big bucket, so I added some handles on the side so you can tell the difference. Next, I made gold, and I got turned down. I didn't know what to do for this one, so I just made a road sign, but put a down arrow instead. I don't know what roads you can turn down on, but that's not my problem. Next, I translated a netherite ingot, which isn't technically an ore, but it's an ingot, so whatever. I got bad netherite, so I gave it an arm holding a knife with an unspecified red liquid on it, and then I gave him 2 angry eyes with an upside down smile. After that, I decided to start a hardcore series. Okay guys, so I did some mining off camera. Now I think it's time to build a house. Yo, edit this part out. Alright, now that the house is done, we're going to build a giant ring of biomes around it. I also translated some other ores, so here are those quickly. This is a copper ingot as a suitcase. This is redstone as blackstone. This is lapis as onyx stone. Okay, I think I made the wrong type of onyx. This is Japanese coal. And finally, this is amethyst as a person. Also, I know amethyst isn't an ore, I just thought it fit here. Now that we've translated some ores, we need something to mine them with, so let's make some tools. Okay, we got certify. I decided to draw one of those certificates that they give out at school for good grades or something, and then I added this line, which is the text, and I put one of those sticker things in the corner. It kinda looks like I'm holding a hammer. Honestly, I'm surprised my pickaxe still works now that it's made out of paper. Next, I did the sword. Okay, we got sword, but big. For this one, I decided to make a really fat sword because I didn't really know what else to do. Guys, rate my sword from 1 to 10. You'd think it would do more damage because it's bigger. I give it a 0. Next, I translated the axe, and it just translated to ah. For this one, I wanted to make the axe yelling, so I added a mouth on the front, and then I gave the axe a large tongue, and finally I gave it an eye, which has nothing to do with yelling, I just wanted to do it. I can understand why the axe is yelling. I would be too if someone kept slamming me against a tree. For the shovel, I got spade. And a shovel is a spade, so I made the thing from the cards instead. Okay, this looks terrible. Instead of adding it to the top of the shovel, I just drew the spade instead, and it ended up looking much better. This thing would actually look kind of cool if it was a weapon, but it's just a shovel, so it's useless to me. Next, I translated the hoe. Okay, I got Adam's hat. Who is Adam? I looked up Adam's hat and found someone wearing a yellow hat, so I tried to make a yellow hat, but it was hard because tools are usually made sideways. The only reason this looks like a hat is because I know it's a hat. I am also not Adam, so I have to throw this away. I'm not allowed to have it. Next, I made some things that are technically tools. For the bow, I got plastic bags, so I made a plastic bag. That's it. Next, I did a crossbow and it said rainbow, so I added a rainbow gradient over the crossbow 5 times for all the phases. The crossbow looked normal when I shot it, but I can't say the same for the regular bow. For flint and steel, I got stone and iron, and that is basically what flint and steel is, so I decided to replace the flint with a stone block and the steel with an iron ingot to literally make it stone and iron. For shears, I ended up getting therefore. I didn't know what to do for this, so I just turned the shears into a mouth and gave it a tongue and one angry eye. The reason I did this was because people might say therefore in an argument, so he's meant to look like he's arguing. Now for the final tool, I made a fishing rod and I got Midon? I couldn't figure out what Midan meant, so I looked it up and saw this picture from a restaurant, so I decided to make the plate with the food on it. I even made it so when I cast the fishing rod, the plate empties. Isn't that cool? For the next category, we're going to be translating some foods. First I did steak and I got meat. I'm pretty sure steak is meat, so I decided to color it a weird color and add a question mark so it's mystery meat instead. Would you eat this? It kinda just looks like bread with a question mark. Next I translated an apple and I got lake. I added a big pool of water and then I drew this boat with a big red flag in the middle. I will not be taste testing this one because my mom told me not to drink the lake water when I was younger. For chicken I got you cannot, so I just put a big red X over the chicken, meaning I can no longer eat it. Next I translated bread and I got a piece of bread, so I turned it into a slice of bread and put a nice patch of butter in the top corner. For cake I got pockets, so I made the cake into the shape of pants and then I gave it 2 pockets. I kinda forgot that cake is a block, so really the only one I can eat is a slice of bread. It tastes really good, the yellow part really gives it flavor. Next I made a cookie and I got dirt, so I just cut the shape of a cookie out of dirt. My mom also told me not to eat dirt, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's in the shape of a cookie. For the golden carrot I got a golden beginning, so I made a certificate again because that was the first thing I made in this video. Now for the final food item, I translated the golden apple. Okay, we got liver. I decided to just draw a liver, which is somehow the most normal food out of all of these. Alright, liver taste test. In-game, not actually. I would never eat that. Wow, it actually gives me a lot of potion effects. Maybe the Liver King was right. Alright, now that I've done some foods, it's time to translate a bunch of random items. The first item is the totem, which translated to down the totem pole. For this one, I just made a totem pole, which was kind of hard to do when it's this small. But it doesn't look that bad when you hold it or when you die, so that's cool. Next, I translated the ender pearl, and I got a Japanese word which translated to shell. It turns out I have no idea how to draw a shell, and I'm not even sure if I got the color right because I was thinking of the gas station. For the Eye of Ender, I got I do not know, so I cut the shape of a question mark out of the original texture. This is how it looks when I throw both of these, if you wanted to know. For egg, I got in bed, so I drew a red Minecraft bed around the egg as if it was sleeping. This kind of looks like one of those egg drop projects, so let's see if it works. Nope, the egg still broke. Next, I made a snowball and I got viburnum, which apparently is a plant that looks like this. I drew some leaves around it and then turned it yellow to match the little white things on the plant. Next, I made an arrow and it didn't seem too happy with me, so I just drew an angry face. For a bucket, it translated to 2 with a quotation mark, which sounds the same as the number, so I copy pasted another bucket beside it so there was 2 buckets. Next, I made the water bucket and I got a glass of water, so I drew a wine glass around the water and added a little spill on top because it was overflowing. Finally, I translated a lava bucket and got rooms, so I decided to make a 2D picture of the back rooms. Placing the back rooms on the ground and having it turn into 2 buckets looks quite interesting, but honestly I kind of like the back rooms art. Not the buckets though, this sucks. For the next category, I decided to make some items that come from the nether in the end. First, I translated nether wart. Okay. I don't know who was released, but it doesn't sound good, so I drew some iron bars around the nether wart and made the ones in the middle look like they were broken and the nether wart is escaping. Next, I made a blaze rod and got this. I decided to make a night sky with some thumbnail colored grass in the bottom, and then I added some stars, and finally I added the sun instead of the moon. For the gas tier, I got there is nothing wrong with yelling. Why are these so scary all of a sudden? I drew a man with an exclamation mark coming out of his mouth to show that he's yelling, and then I put a green check mark over it showing that it's okay. Next, I made a potion and got house or tent. It's nice that it's giving me options. I decided to just make a little house and I gave it a door with 2 windows which looked like eyes and a mouth. Great, now you can't tell what any of the potions are without reading them. Also, I like how the man yelling is in the top left. It's a true work of art. I made a few more nether items but don't feel like showing them, so here's a nether brick as a name tag with a cool and original name on it. Here's a netherite scrap as low sodium. Next we have quartz as a low res emoji holding up a thank you heart. And finally we have a fire charge pointing at you. Now that we've done the nether, it's time to do the end, and there aren't that many items in the end, so first I made a chorus fruit. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll that one. That's better. I didn't know what to do for this, so I just colored it purple because product color, I guess. Next, I made an elytra and got little wing. For this one, I just made one of the wings smaller. And I made both of them small on the model because it turns out you can't edit the wings separately. Next, I did dragon's breath and I got this is a dangerous city. Apparently, Tijuana is the most dangerous city in the world, so I'm going to draw a picture of it. First I added a road in the bottom corner, and then I added this arch and a couple of palm trees. After that I added some buildings behind them, and finally I added some water and some sky in the sky. Next I made some items you find when you make a new world. Okay, we got I will plan. I made the stick smaller, drew a piece of paper, and then I added this arm to make it look like it's writing a plan. I thought it would look better in game, but it doesn't. If you spawn near an ocean, you usually make a boat, so let's do a boat. My car. I don't have a car, so I decided to make my dream car instead. I drew the body, added a spot for the window, and then I gave him his eyes, added some yellow spots, and finally I drew his tires. Ka-chow. That was him, not me. In a new world, you usually steal wheat from villagers, so I translated wheat. I don't know what that is. Apparently that word means health research, so I drew a heart. Next I did a carrot. I got go to school, so I drew a picture of someone's mom yelling at them to go to school. This part is supposed to be an arm, by the way. Also, I am eating someone's mom. Books are usually found in villages, so I translated a book. Okay, we got to reduce. They always tell you to reduce, reuse, and recycle, so for this one I decided to draw the recycling sign. Okay, maybe I should have done something else. What is this? For seeds, I got the enemy, and the enemy of seeds is probably fire, so I drew some fire. Actually, it doesn't seem to be burning them, so I guess it's fine. Never mind, that was the wrong fire. I also ended up making raw chicken, and I got chicken, so I just drew a real chicken. And then I made a sapling, and I got frog, so I drew a bright green frog. I didn't know this is what they meant when I ordered the full chicken. Also, this is the new sapling. Hopefully it's not poisonous. For the next category, I made some tools. Okay, we got the knife. All I did was make the sword smaller, turning it into a knife. It's funny because this pack now has the biggest sword and the smallest sword. Now let's make the pickaxe. The chicken is ready. I already made a chicken for raw chicken, so I tried to turn the pickaxe into a chicken. I drew a beak, added the red thing which I think is called the goiter, and then I gave it some eyes and colored it white. Finally I drew some wings, and then I gave it some goofy looking feet. Who knew that chickens were so good for mining? Whoops, I burned the diamonds. Next I made the axe. I got X as a binary number, so I drew a light pink X, and then I gave it some things on the top, and finally I added his face. It's alphabet lore letter X, if you couldn't tell. For shovel I got iron rings, so I turned the top part of the shovel into a ring like this. I'm pretty sure this defeats the purpose of a shovel, because all the dirt would just go through the hole, but whatever. Now let's make the hoe. Okay, we got steel shoes. I copy pasted iron boots on top of the hoe, and then I changed them a little bit to make them look cool. I also made a couple things that are technically tools. Here's the trident as a ship, here's the spyglass as me, and for the carrot on a stick I got remembered, so I made a subscribe button in case you forgot to subscribe. The pig is literally chasing me to do it, you have to. Now it's time to make some random items. Listen to the recording. Okay then. Next, let's do the heart of the sea. Then I walked. I drew some legs under the heart of the sea, and then I gave it some red shoes to make it look like it's walking. Next, I did a goat horn, and I got this is not the end. I drew some end stone, then I added some end pillars, and finally I filled in the sky and added a big red X over it because this is not the end. Next, let's do the echo shard. This is salt. I drew a Ziploc bag and filled it with what is obviously salt, just like what it says. Wait, why are the cops outside? What did I do? I did a honeycomb and got there was no one there, so I added a floor and a wall, drew a table, and then I put this banner thing and added some confetti. This is a picture of one of my birthday parties when I was a kid. Next I made horse armor and I got search now. I decided to just draw the search thing that shows up on Google, but it doesn't really look like it. For the nether star I got not life, and the opposite of life is death, so I drew the Grim Reaper because he is death. This is supposed to be the scythe if you couldn't tell. For firework rockets I got a sign, so I drew a brown stick, added a wooden sign, and then I put some black lines on it which is supposed to be text. I also had to check if a sign shot up in the air, and I'm happy to say that it does. I made sugar and I got along the Sawyer River. Apparently this is the Sawyer River, so I drew some water, then I added some trees, and finally I added some sky in the sky. Do you think this looks like the picture? I don't. Next I made a minecart. His name is Football. That's kind of a weird name. I drew a football and gave him a face because he's alive. I also don't really know how to model this one in game, so here you go. For a saddle, I got Wiedza Janotsky. Apparently this means knowledge and skills, so I made a light bulb because that is usually associated with knowledge. It's funny because I know that. Okay, it really isn't. Now that I finished making random items, it's time to make some armor. Metal shoes. Iron boots are already metal shoes, so I just made them a bit darker so they don't look like iron. Next, let's do the pants. Okay, we got iron bones. I drew some white bones over top of the pants, and then I added some darker ones in the back to give it some detail. Next, I made a chest plate. We got creates a sample. For this one, I wanted to make a Costco sample, so I drew a plate in the middle, and then I drew some mystery orange food on top of it. Unfortunately, I got caught lacking though, and the sample was actually a Burger King hot dog. For the helmet, I got a metal box, so I made the helmet into the shape of a box, and then I added a line in the middle to make it look like a chest. This is what each individual armor piece looks like in game, and this is all of them together. Let me know which one looks worse, the iron armor or the diamond. Now it's time to make some food items. First, we'll make a pork chop. I got country, so I drew a Canadian flag because I'm from Canada. We'll just ignore the maple leaf, it looks fine. Next, I made mushroom soup. Okay, we got mushroom juice. I drew a white juice box, added a yellow straw at the top, and then I drew a picture of a mushroom in the middle. I don't know who would drink mushroom juice, but do what you want, I guess. Since I made soup, I decided to make a bowl, and I got it suits you, so I drew a black suit, and then I added a red tie on the front. Because I made the bowl, it looks like I have to drink the mushroom juice now. Now it's time to make a honey bottle. Pots with honey. I made a big pot and filled it with honey, and then I made it drip a little bit on the side. Next, I made pumpkin pie, and I got a pumpkin, so I drew a pumpkin, that's it. For rotten flesh, I got a bad feeling, so I decided to make my own custom emoji. I added some eyes and some eyebrows, and then I made a weird looking mouth. After that, I decided to make the emoji look more green instead, and then I added some red cheeks for detail. This emoji looks really weird, so I wouldn't eat it. It's also rotten flesh, so I wouldn't eat it anyway. Next, I made a spider eye, and I got spiders, so I just made a spider. Would you rather eat a whole spider or a spider-sized spider eye? I hope neither of them poison you in real life. For melon slice, I got melon colors, so yeah. Next, I made a poisonous potato, and I got they poison the potatoes. I made the potatoes smaller, and then I drew someone in an astronaut suit, which is supposed to be a hazmat suit, and then I made them poisoning a potato. Milk is kind of a food, so I translated milk. I got a glass of milk, so I drew a blue glass, filled it with milk, and then I made it overflowing on the side because I always do that. Because I did the milk bucket, I decided to translate some other buckets as well. Here is powdered snow as touching grass. Here's a pufferfish bucket as a glass of water. This is a salmon bucket as salmon cake. And this is a tropical fish bucket as food and fish. The thing on the bottom is food, if that's unclear. The next bucket I did was a cod bucket, and I got promise. I heard you promise to press the subscribe button, so I made the subscribe. Next, I made the axolotl bucket as gold fishing, and this is the tadpole bucket as candy corn. Now it's time to make some cave things. First, let's do raw iron. Will be discussed. Period. I drew a face with a mouth open and a tongue to show they are discussing something. After that, I added a weird looking eye. Minecraft really changed the caving experience in 1.20. I am burning realistic Pac-Man right now, this is crazy. Next, I made raw copper and I got every time. I drew a clock and then tried to make it pointing at every hour, but that was impossible to do in 16x, so it kinda looks like some kind of anime item. Next, I did raw gold and got good news. I drew a newspaper and then I put a check mark over it, confirming that it's good news. For a gold nugget, I got 1,000,000 gold, so I made the nugget smaller and then copy pasted it everywhere. After that, I made an iron nugget and got money, so I drew a really green dollar bill, and then I became rich in Minecraft, ironically with the two worst materials. Next, I made charcoal and got chat with, so I made a chat bubble. And then I did flint and got you can, so I drew a check mark over the flint showing that you can. For the next category, I want to do some mob drops, so first I did string. Okay, we got equivalent. Yarn is kind of like the equivalent of string, so I made a ball of yarn. The crafting recipe for wool actually makes a lot more sense now. For gunpowder, I also got money, so I re-rolled and got still no money. I just wrote $0 on a white background because I didn't know what to do. Next, I did a feather and got the water tank is full, so I drew a water tank and made it full. After that, I did leather and got during the summer. I colored the sky blue, added some thumbnail glass, made a tree, and then I added the sun and some clouds. Next, let's do a bone. Out of class. I drew a floor and a wall, added a desk and a whiteboard, and then I drew a person leaving the class. Next, I did rabbit hide and got a rabbit was born. Kinda the opposite happened, actually. I tried my best to draw a rabbit, and it actually ended up looking kind of good. Now when you kill a rabbit, you just get a rabbit. You also get a chicken when you kill a chicken, so that's cool. I did a slime ball and got a little tar goes a long way, so I found a picture of a road, and then I cut the shape of a slime ball out of it to make a tar ball. For the final item, I did magma cream, and I got you think about it. I thought about it for a while, and I decided to draw a brain. This is how my Minecraft world looks, and by the end end of this video, it's going to look like absolute chaos. Because in this video, I am going to be Google translating Minecraft blocks 1,000 times. I found a list of the most popular Minecraft blocks, and we're going to be starting with some of the blocks you can find in the overworld. This is a dirt block, and we're going to be turning it into an obstacle. Okay, so I just made a hurdle out of the dirt, and then I added a white background in the back. Next, we are translating a grass block, and we got animal. Obviously, you guys already know what animal I'm going to pick for this one, so I drew a yellow head, and then I gave the duck an orange beak. For an oak log, I got blog. So I drew a computer monitor on top of the oak log like this, because you usually would read a blog on a computer. I don't know if blogs even still exist though. Like, when was the last time you read a blog? For oak leaves, we got oak leaves with a period on the end, so I drew a bunch of circles on top of the leaves, which are supposed to be periods. And then for tall grass, I got sheep. So we'll just paste a picture of a sheep's head on top of the grass like this. This is actually kind of scary, having sheep heads like this all over the world. Next, we'll translate some sand. Canada. For this one, I took the Canada flag and made it fit into the size of a block. Now we can do oak planks and the table. I cut a little table part out of the wood plank like this, and then I added some table legs underneath as well. We'll also add a blue background like this, because I don't know what happens if you leave it transparent. For water, we got underwater, so I drew some scuba gear on top of the water, because you need scuba gear to dive underwater, and that concludes all of our overworld blocks. As you can see, this world is looking really weird already. I mean, there's ducks all over the floor, sheep staring at me, but this is only the beginning, because by the end of the video, this world will look completely different. So next, let's do some cave blocks. In a cave, you'll find stone everywhere, and we got at a distance. I just shrunk the stone down so that it appears to be very far away. Deep slate is also abundant in caves, and we got blackstone. Blackstone is already a real block, so I just put the texture of blackstone over the deep slate. It does look a little bit messed up though, because I forgot to change the top. For tuff, I got difference, so I just made the top half of the tuff have a difference in lighting like this, and then for the gravel, it translated to conscience, so I put a brain over top of the gravel like this. I wonder what the gravel is thinking of right now, guys. I wonder what it's thinking of. Next, let's do andesite, and we got alive. For this one, I just drew a face over top of the andesite like this. Now let's do granite, and we got freedom. The bald eagle is usually associated with freedom, so I just drew an eagle over top like this. Now we have a duck and an eagle. For diorite, we got great, so I colored it green and put a check mark on top, so now it's great. And we haven't done any ores yet, so next I translated iron ore, and we got metallic. I changed the stone background to make it look metallic instead, like this. Next for coal ore, I got I work, so I tried to make it look like the coal ore is wearing a miner helmet, so now the coal ore can mine for itself. This one's a little weird if you think about it. Now let's do diamond ore. They sell crystals. For this one, I just made an amethyst crystal take place of the diamonds. Next, I did copper ore and ended up replacing the copper with teeth, and then I did amethyst as salt. And now the overworld and the caves are looking very different, but we are just getting started. Now it's time to venture into the nether, but first we gotta take another look at these caves. I mean, this is something. The most common block in the nether is netherrack. We got Netherlands. Just like earlier with the Canada flag, I drew a Netherlands flag over top of the netherrack. Next, we'll do nether quartz. We got no city. For this one, I kinda did the opposite. Instead of drawing no city, I just drew a city. It was either that or do nothing, because quartz already has no city. For nether gold, we got I am asleep, so I drew some Z's on top of the nether gold to make it look like it's asleep. Guys, be quiet. We don't want to wake up the nether gold. And for nether bricks, I got clay brick. Clay bricks already exist in Minecraft, so I just put the brick texture over the nether bricks. Next, we'll do ancient debris. Okay, we got this place. I drew a nice little house on top of the ancient debris like this. Now let's do blackstone. We got bye. This is a hand waving goodbye on top of the blackstone. Next, I'm gonna do lava. Network. For this one, I just decided to draw a router on top of the lava. Does anyone else think this kind of looks like a face? For soul sand, it gave me oh my god, so I drew a Bible on top of the soul sand. And then for soul soil, I got the soul of the universe. Sounds kind of ominous. I tried to fit a whole picture of the universe into a block. That's the Milky Way right there, guys. I don't know if you can see it. Now let's do a warped stem. The idea is the opposite. The opposite of a warped stem is a crimson stem, so I just did that. And next I did warped wart. Okay, I don't really know what that means. I translated it and it means I'll have to fight, so I put a couple swords on top of the block. Next, let's do warped nylium. We got durable nylon. This is nylon, I think. Maybe it's yarn actually, but it's the best I could do. Now let's move on to some crimson things. Redstone. I could have just left the redstone block like this, but I decided to blend it into the crimson stem as well. Next we'll do nether wart block, and we got rest. For this one I just drew a bed on top of the block. For the last nether block I did crimson nylium, and I got blue raspberries. I just turned the block blue because it kind of looks like raspberries already. Now this is another region of the game successfully translated, and I really like how all the biomes look way different this time. I kind of forgot to translate basalt though, so we can just leave these areas alone. And now that we've been to the nether, we have to make it to the end. So next it's time for some stronghold blocks. Shipping company. FedEx is a shipping company, so I put half of the logo on the side and the other half on the top. Next let's do the eye on the portal. We got 4 things. Instead of the 4 we got, I decided to use the number instead, and I put 4 ender eyes instead of 1. Next for stone bricks I got country road, so I drew a road, then I put some grass on the sides, and finally I added some sky on the top. And for spawner I got image, so I just put an image on top of the spawner. You guys will never find out what image this actually is. Next let's do a bookshelf, and we got the library. I put 2 bookshelves here, and next I added a wall in the background to make a library. And now let's do a chest. Square. I just put a big red square over top of the entire texture. This kind of looks like one of those Christmas chests that Minecraft usually has. There is a bit of cobblestone in a stronghold, so let's do that. Something appears. I drew a magic wand with a top hat beside it because magicians usually make stuff appear. Now let's do mossy stone bricks. Croc. I put a lightning McQueen croc on top of the block texture. I think they should just replace whatever block this is with this block. I mean, this looks way better. For cracked stone bricks, I got a broken brick, so I just made a bunch of holes in the brick like this, and now our stronghold is pretty much done, as you can see. And this looks very bad. I mean, why would anyone want their stronghold to look like this? But now we can enter the end for our final set of blocks. Let's start with the most common one, the last stone. Sounds like a movie. I just cut a single stone out of the texture like this. Next we'll do obsidian. Wait, I tried to draw a hand on top of the obsidian telling you to wait, but it does not look like a hand. Now let's do an end crystal. We got glass process. I just changed every part of the texture to the glass part like this. It's still technically an end crystal if you think of it. For bedrock I got table, so I just made a bedrock table. And for a chorus plant I got factory unit, so I drew a somewhat detailed factory. I especially like the prison window in the top. Next let's do a chorus flower. Flower song. I drew one of those music symbols on top of the flower like this. Now we'll do purpur. Okay, we got agreement. I drew a contract on top of the purpur because a contract is an agreement. Purpur pillars also exist, so let's do that next. We got purple. Purpur pillars are already purple, so I just made them even more purple like this. To finish off the end, we have endstone bricks as some kind of base, and we have an ender chest as everything is alright. This doesn't really look how I expected it to turn out. And with the end finished, we have successfully turned our game from normal to completely cursed. Here's a quick recap. First we have the cursed overworld right here, and then we have our weird looking caves as well. Next here are some different parts of the nether, and then we have the translated stronghold as well. Finally I bring you the cursed end dimension, which could honestly be my favorite, as it still looks kinda like the regular end dimension despite being cursed. I'm going to be remaking Minecraft mobs into Steal a Brain Rot. The first mob I'll make is Chimpanzini Bananini, and we'll use the wither to make him. First let's get rid of all the stuff we don't need, then we'll change the size of his body, and we'll make it a little bit wider as well. Now let's change the size of his head, and we'll start to turn his body into a banana. Now let's start adding some peeled parts on the sides, and we'll copy this to the other side. Next I'm gonna start to make his face, and we'll give him some ears, and I think this is looking good. Now let's color him in. First we'll color this part dark green. Next I'm gonna color some parts of his face red, and we'll make the banana completely yellow. Now let's give him some eyes, and I'm gonna add his mouth. Now finally let's color this part brown, and I think this is looking pretty good. Let's see how he looks in game. Okay, so we've made it to my Minecraft version of Steal a Brain Rot. It's really good, and it's definitely not unplayable. And this is what Chimpanzini Bananini looks like in game. As you can hear, he's got the wither sounds. It's very loud, so I probably shouldn't have added that. I also gave him like a flying animation. I don't think it's accurate, but whatever. I don't care. So I'm just gonna steal this guy and bring him to my base. Now he's in my base, which means we can take a look at some of the other features he has, like being able to do a ton of knockback when he hits you because banana peels are slippery. So it's like slipping on a banana peel, but the banana is hitting you instead. He also isn't able to take fall damage because I made him look like he's flying, and you probably don't take fall damage when you don't actually land on the ground. If you manage to kill a chimpanzini, you will get a blaze rod. This is because I didn't feel like adding a banana item, so a blaze rod is the closest looking thing. Just don't eat it. And overall, I think Chimpanzini Bananini turned out pretty good. And because of this, I am going to give him a 10 out of 10. Next, I'm gonna make Orangatini and an Menacini. And I will use an iron golem for this one. First, let's get rid of this. And we'll change his legs to make them a lot smaller. Now let's make his body into the shape of a pineapple. And we'll move his head down like this. Next, I'm gonna add his mouth, and we'll give him some ears. Now let's give him some shoulders, and I'm going to move his arm down like this. Next, let's make his arm look a little bent, and we'll give him a hand. And I think this is good. Now let's give him some color. Let's color his body in orange, and I'm gonna give him some brown hands and feet. Now let's color his face brown as well, and I'll give him some eyes and a mouth. Next, I'm going to color in the pineapple, and we'll give it a yellow pattern. Next, I'm gonna add the green part on his head, and I think that looks pretty good. It's time to see him in game. And as you can see, this is what he looks like in game. I'm not really sure why this top part ended up floating, but we're not gonna question it. The rest of him looks good. So let's steal Orangatini. Now I have 2 legendary brain rots, and this is Orangatini in the actual game. As you can see, he doesn't take that much knockback when you hit him. You could ask me why this is a feature, but I honestly have no idea. I think it's just because he is an iron golem. That's it. You also get a pufferfish when you kill this guy, and you can probably guess why I chose a pufferfish. Again, it's because I didn't feel like adding a pineapple to the game. So instead we get a pineapple with a face. Don't eat it. Regardless of the pufferfish, I think Orangatini looks pretty good. And because of this, I am going to give him a 9 out of 10. It would be a 10, but the floating hair part dropped the rating. Next, I will make Glorbo, and I'm going to use a turtle to make him. Let's get rid of a few things. Next, I'm going to make his body into the shape of a melon. Let's make the melon a little bit rounded. Now I'm going to start shaping his neck, and we'll attach his head to the neck part like this. Next, I'm going to start changing the shape of his head, and I'll give him a nose. Now I'm going to give him some legs, and we'll copy this to the other side. Okay, now this looks pretty good. Let's start to give him some color. First, we're going to color this part green for now, and I'm going to color his legs darker green, and I'll do the same for his head and his neck. Now let's color in the bottom of his neck and head, and finally we'll change the green part to a melon texture. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Let's see how he looks in game. This is Glorbo in the game. For some reason, you have to punch him to make him walk in the line, but you might have noticed that just like in Steal a Brain Rot, Glorbo rolls instead of walks. Unfortunately, we don't see anything other than a melon though, so we have to steal him. And this is how Glorbo looks in the game. As you can see, he actually looks pretty good. I'm surprised because I thought this one would look pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. If Glorbo is rolling around, he becomes immune to projectiles because he's rolling so fast that he just deflects them. He isn't immune to swords though, as you can see. And if you kill him, you get a full watermelon. I don't think I have to explain why he drops one. You can probably figure it out. Since Glorbo is an alligator, if he ends up underwater, he will never drown. And if you see this in the water, you should stay away, because we all know what happens when you go in the water with a gator. Overall, I think Glorbo turned out better than I expected, so because of this, I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. Next, I'm going to make Los Tralalaritos, and I will use a Vex to make them. First, I'm going to get rid of this stuff because we don't need it, and let's make his head a little bit wider. Next, I'm going to move his arms, and we'll make the body a bit bigger too. Now let's start giving him some legs, and we'll turn his arms sideways. Now I'm going to add a little nose, and I think that looks good, so let's color him in. First, we'll color this part blue, and I'm going to color the front like this. Now let's color his legs light blue, and I'm gonna make the bottom of his shoes white. Now this is good, so let's copy him and make 3 of them. Now I'm gonna give them some eyes, and I'll make their mouths. And I think this looks pretty good. Let's see what they look like in game. This is how Los Tralalaritos looks in game. As you can see, they look alright. Their faces do kind of look like they belong on dogs though, so that might need to be fixed. They also make kind of a scary noise when you get close to them, but that's fine because we found a secret. I'm sure it's gonna give us a lot of money in this real Steal a Brain Rot game. If you try to damage these guys, it's impossible. You are not able to damage them. So you would probably like to know that if you kill them, you get a god apple because you can't kill them. So if you killed them somehow, you deserve it. Overall, I don't think Los Tralalaritos turned out as good as they could have. So for that, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. I don't know why, but something about their face just does not look right. Next, I will make Bombombini Gusini, and I'm going to use a Ghast for this one. First, let's get rid of all the Ghast's legs, and I'm going to flatten this part. Now let's shape it into the body of a plane, and I'm going to use this piece to make his feet. Now let's copy this over to the other side, and I'm gonna add some more details on the sides. Next, let's turn this cube into his wings, and I'm gonna make this into a tail. Now let's give him a neck, and we'll also give him a head. And I think this looks pretty good. It's time to add color. First, I'm gonna color his body fully gray. Next, let's color the feet and wings brown. Now I'm gonna color in his beak, and we'll give him some eyes. Now let's add a bit more details, and I think this is looking pretty good. It's time to add him to the game. This is Bombombini Gusini in the game. I don't know why, but he is moving super fast. It's probably because he's a plane. Planes move fast. He's pushing the other brain rots. This is kind of insane. Anyways, we are going to buy this Gusini real quick. And now we have a pretty insane looking base. We are already making so much money from these brain rots. If you right click on Bombombini Gusini, you are able to go on a flight to anywhere. Well, not really, because he doesn't seem to go up. So I can't get over this mountain. But you are still able to ride him. You also can't attack him with a sword because planes are immune to swords. Don't go test that. It's probably true. If you kill Bombombini, he drops some feathers. And that is because he is a goose, not because the plane is made of feathers. And overall, I think Bombombini Gusini isn't the best looking mob I've made, but he still looks decent. So because of this, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. The next mob is Cappuccino Assassino, and I'm going to use a creeper to make him. First, let's get rid of some of the stuff we don't need. Next, I'm going to shape the body into a coffee cup. I'm going to add a layer on top that will be a lid. Now let's add this straw thing up here. Next, I'm going to change the shape of his legs. Now let's give him some feet. And I'm going to add his arms on the side. Now let's start to give him a sword. And we'll copy this thing over to the other side. Now this looks good. Let's color him in. First, I'm going to color the coffee cup. I'll add some brown parts to the cup as well. Next, I'm going to color in his shoes. And let's color his swords gray. Now I'm going to give him some eyes. And we'll add some eyebrows on top. Now let's add some extra details. I think he looks pretty good. Let's add him to the game. This is how he looks in the game. He actually looks really good. I do think the shaders make him look a little bit worse than he did in Blockbench though. But this is definitely pretty good. Cappuccino Assassino is extremely fast, as you can see. And if you couldn't tell, he is really good with the swords. I mean, look at that animation. It's definitely not a really bad animation. It's super cool. If you kill Cappuccino, it takes a while, but when you finally do, he drops a netherite sword. The other sword gets killed as well. And since he's good at using the swords, he's actually able to use them to deflect arrows. He is using them, you just can't see it. But he also has a weakness, and that's fall damage, because if you drop a coffee, it's going to spill. Overall, I think Cappuccino Assassino is a really good mob, and for that, I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. Next, I'll make and I'm going to use a Ravager to make her. First, I'm going to get rid of these two legs. Next, we'll add our own body, and I'm going to make these legs wider. Now let's change the shape of the face, and next I'm going to add a long trunk. Now let's give her some big elephant ears. We'll copy that to the other side, and let's add some big feet for her sandals, and I think that looks good. Now let's color it in. I'm going to color the cactus parts green for now, and I'll color the sandals all brown. Now let's add some white tusks, and I'm going to give her a couple of eyes on the side of her face. Next, let's replace all the green with a cactus texture, and I think this looks pretty good. Let's see how she looks in game. This is how Larilla, I don't know how to say the name, looks in game. As you can see, she is really big, and also is a giant cactus, which is why we're in a desert. But she moves really slow due to her size, as you can see. I don't know if that's accurate to elephants, but I don't care if it is. And she also has the ability to teleport through time. I promise it's true. If you want to ride the cactus elephant, you can, but I'm not really sure what's going on here. This would probably hurt because you're sitting on a giant cactus. Well, inside of one, at least. Larilla is immune to a cactus, as you can see, because she's a cactus. And if you kill her, she'll drop a cactus. You gotta be careful doing it in survival, though, because she does have the same effect as Thorn's armor. Overall, I'm going to give the cactus elephant a 7 out of 10. It's just not a very good looking mob. It's kind of just a giant cactus. The next mob is Ballerina Cappuccina, and I'll use a skeleton to make her. First, I'll make her legs a lot smaller, and I'll do the same thing for her body. Now let's move her arms down here as well, and I'll also move down her head. Next, I'm going to change her head into the shape of a teacup, and let's make the little handle on the side. Now I'm going to add her skirt down here like this, and I think this is good. Let's add some color. First, I'm going to color the cup like this, and we'll put the same color on her arms and legs. Now let's color her shirt a light pink, and I'm going to add the coffee to the top of her head with a little swirl like this. Now let's give her a couple of eyes, and I'll draw a mouth down here. Next, I'm gonna add some detail. Okay, I think this is done. Let's see how she looks in game. This is how Ballerina Cappuccina looks in game. I don't know what I was doing making her face. Ignore her face. But other than that, I mean, she looks alright. I will show you something cool though. If you right click her, she can do a dance. It's a very good dance. Not glitchy at all. Ballerina Cappuccina has the lowest HP out of the mobs I've made so far, but she has fast speed from dancing to make up for having no health. The dancing also allows her to be immune to damage like fire damage, as she can dance over it. I know she isn't dancing right now, but just pretend that that's what's happening, okay? If you kill the ballerina, you get a bucket of milk, because that's the closest thing to a cappuccino in Minecraft, and overall, I'm going to give the ballerina a 6 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie, the design for this one was pretty bad. Next, I'm going to make...
Trulimero Trulicina.
And I'm going to use a cat to make him. First, let's move the body up a bit. Next, I'm going to turn this tail into a fish tail. Now let's add a fin on top. And I'm going to put some fins on the side as well. Now let's give it some feet. And we'll add a chin underneath the cat head like this. Now I think this looks good. Let's give it some color. Let's color the sides of the fish like this. And I'm going to color these fins in red. Now let's change the color of the cat's head. And I'm going to color in the legs this color. Now let's add some fish scales like this. And I'm going to add some detail to his face. Now let's color in underneath. And I think this is looking good. Let's add him to the game. This is how the mob whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce looks in game. This has got to be one of the stranger looking mobs for sure. It's part fish, part human, and part cat. And part broken, as you can see with the fins. They're kind of glitchy. If you didn't know, this fish cat is supposed to be the fastest brain rot animal, so I added that. There is nothing faster than this in the game. I don't even know what's going on. The fish cat is also supposed to attack dolphins. It's so fast that it can't even attack them properly though. Like that one just no-clipped out of reality. And this one's doing something. And if you can kill a fish cat, it drops a fish. It's either that or I make it drop a cat. I'm not gonna lie, this mob looks strange and is kind of broken, but I'm still gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Honestly, I don't know why. It just feels like it deserves a high rating. The next mob is...
Trallallero trallallà.
And I'm going to use a dolphin to make it. First, let's change the shape of the tail like this. Now let's change the shape of his head. Next, I'm gonna add a third fin in the back right here. And let's start to add some shoes. And this is pretty good. So let's start coloring his whole body blue. And I'm gonna color this part of the shoe lighter blue. And we'll color the bottom of the shark a whitish color. And I'll add some eyes like this. Now let's give him a mouth. And after changing the design a little bit, I think he looks pretty good. Let's add him to the game. This is how he looks in the game. I think he actually looks pretty good. His shoes are a little bit glitchy, but other than that, everything turned out good. I will say I'm not sure if he's the right size though. I think he's supposed to be a little bit bigger. He also does occasionally make some scary noises. I'm not sure what's up with that. Obviously, since this guy is a shark, he's able to swim in water. Well, kind of. I don't really know why he's bouncing up and down. I guess it's just those shoes making him walk on water. You are also able to ride him in the water, but for some reason you can't control it at all. Yeah, something might be wrong here. Anyways, you are able to ride on land just fine, if you ignore the fact that I'm super high up and that there's water noises. And if you kill one of these guys, you get a pair of those shoes for yourself. They're just diamond boots. They're not special boots. Anyways, I'm gonna give Trallallero Trallallà a 6 out of 10. He looks good, but there was too many broken features. Next, I'm going to make...
Brr brr patapim. Il mio cappello è pieno di slim.
And for this one, we are using a warden. First, I'm gonna get rid of all the stuff we don't need. Then let's change the shape of his head a bit. Next, I'm gonna make his arms a lot thinner. Next, I'm gonna start giving him massive feet. And next, I'm gonna add his big nose. Now this is looking pretty good, so it's time to color him in. First, I'm gonna color his feet like this. Now I'll color his nose in slightly darker. And I'm gonna color the leaf parts in green for now. Next, let's draw his beard like this. And I'm gonna give him a couple of eyes. And finally, I've replaced the green parts with leaves like this. And I think he's looking pretty good. Let's see him in game. This is how he looks in the game. As you can see, he's a little bit giant. Look at these massive feet. This is crazy. He also turned out pretty good, except for this glitched part on top of his head. I thought I removed all the warden texture. I guess not. This guy has a ton of health to the point where I wouldn't even try killing him. And he's also super OP in a fight. I wouldn't try fighting him either. He is kind of slow due to his size though, but that doesn't change that he has a lot of health. If you do kill him, you receive a forbidden item, which is air. It's nothing. It was supposed to be a plant pot with a sapling, but that's not an actual item that you can get in the game, which is why I called it a forbidden item. Anyways, he's honestly a good addition to the game. So because of this, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. It would be a 10 if it wasn't for the glitched warden texture on his head. The next mob I'll make is...
Tung 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 sahur.
And we're going to use an enderman to make him. Let's start by changing his legs, and we'll make his body a lot longer like this. Now let's remove the head, and I'm gonna move his arms and make them shorter as well. Next, let's turn these cubes into his mouth, and now it's time for us to add some color. I'm going to color his entire body like this. Now let's make his cheeks a darker color, and we'll color the back of his eyes in white like this. Next, I'm gonna color his eyes brown, and I'll color his mouth a similar color. Now I'm gonna color in his eyebrows. Next, I'm gonna give him some black pupils, and finally I'll give him his bat. Alright, I think this looks pretty good. Let's see how he looks in game. This is how he turned out in game. Honestly, this is one of the scariest mobs yet. I mean, bro's face looks messed up. He kind of looks like Mr. Potato Head. Honestly, I don't think I want any of these running around in my world. He does not look friendly. I will say he is the first mob to have no mistakes though. Obviously, we gave him a bat for a reason, so let's see him put it to work. As you can see, the bat does crazy knockback, but because he has a stick, he has a lot less health than the previous mobs. And if you kill him, you can get the stick for yourself, except it's a debug stick. It's not a knockback stick. This is not Bed Wars. Other than that, there isn't much more to say about this guy. He's just kinda there. He has no mistakes though, so I'm gonna have to give him a 9 out of 10. It would be a 10 if he wasn't so scary. Next, I'm going to make
Boneca Ambalabu.
And for this one, we'll obviously use a frog. First, I'm gonna remove the frog parts that we don't need. Next, I'll move the frog head all the way up here. Now let's start to make this part into the shape of a tire. Now I'm gonna turn this cube into his feet. Now this is looking pretty good. It's time for us to add color. First, we'll color his legs and feet in like this. Next, I'm gonna color the entire tire in gray. And I'll put some black tire marks all on the outside of the tire like this. Next, I'm gonna color the inside of the tire a darker black. And I'll add some detail to the feet like this. Finally, I'll change the frog head's color to green, and I think this looks pretty good. It's time to add him to the game. Okay, so this is what he looks like in the game. Honestly, this is what you would expect. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what this thing is even supposed to be. Yeah, that's about it. One thing about this guy is that he's super fast when he finally decides to move. Not sure if he's gonna move though. Okay, I can't even get them to fight each other. I guess they're broken. Or this is the most crazy fight of all time. Oh, hitting him with the sword somehow fixed it. Anyways, as you can see, they drop a slime ball when killed, and yeah, he's super fast when you can get him to move. But because it's almost impossible to get him to move, I'm going to have to give him an 8 out of 10. If he did that more often, it would still probably not be a 10, because I still don't even know what this thing even is. The next mob I'll make is
Frigo Camelo, Buffo Fardello.
and I'm going to use a camel to make him. First, I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff that we don't need. Next, I'm going to make the body a lot bigger into the shape of a fridge like this. And I'm going to make the front legs a lot thinner. Now it's time to turn this bottom part into boots. Now let's adjust the fridge a little bit more, and it's time to color this in. First, I'll color the fridge light gray like this. Next, let's add a gray line on the edges right here. Now let's add another line to separate the freezer. Now let's turn this piece into the fridge handle. Next, I'm going to color his shoes a brownish color. Now let's add some laces to the shoes, and I think we're done. Let's see how this guy looks in game. This is how the fridge camel looks in game. Not gonna lie, it's one of the worst looking mobs, but that's because it's literally a camel in a fridge. Still no visible mistakes though, so at least that's good. Despite being part fridge, which is pretty heavy, the camel can still run pretty fast, even faster than Boneca. You can also ride the camel, but the only issue is you get put in the fridge because that's the only place to sit. At least fridge travel is way faster than it is on a regular camel, so there's an upgrade there. Also, if your camel gets into a fight, it is pretty much immune to knockback. As you can see, the bat does nothing to him. Because he's part fridge, he's basically a brick wall. There's no moving this thing. If you manage to kill a fridge camel, it will drop a block of ice, and it's pretty self-explanatory why, because it's ice, and a fridge is cold. Overall, I decided to give the fridge camel an 8 out of 10. The mob is good, but I just don't like the design. Next, I'm going to make
Giraffa Celeste.
and I'll use a llama to make him, because llamas are kind of close to giraffes. First, let's get rid of these chests, and I'm gonna move the body up like this. Now let's make the neck more giraffe-like, and I'll make his head more like a giraffe too. Next, I'm gonna change the shape of his legs, and I'll make the legs longer as well. Next, I'll add a melon texture to his body like this, and now I'm gonna paint away these extra eyes, and we'll color in the missing parts on his legs. Now it's time to add some giraffe spots all over his body, and I'll start to add some detail to the spots like this, and I think that this is looking good. Let's see how he looks in game. This is how the giraffe looks in game. Yeah, it's definitely a giraffe. I feel like this would actually be a pretty good giraffe design if it wasn't for the giant melon in the middle. I might have made him a little bit big though. I don't think giraffes are this giant. Similar to the last mob, the giraffe is also rideable, although it is a lot slower than the camel is, as you can see. There's also still a seating problem like there was on the fridge as well. The main difference here is that the giraffe can fly though. Yeah, the melon made no sense, so I decided to make it make even less sense. We got flying melon giraffes in 2025. I also couldn't think of a drop for this mob, so once you finally kill it, it drops a totem. Yeah, this is probably the most random mob so far. Flying melon giraffe is honestly a pretty high quality mob though, so for that, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm just doing stuff at this point. Are you afraid of Minecraft? No? Me either. So to make Minecraft scary, I've added some of the most terrifying mods to my game. Everything from horrifying monsters, liminal dimensions, and even mods that can break your PC. And for the next 100 days, this is our home.
Oh, whoa, behind you. Yo.
He's chill.
Wait, is he? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna see. Oh, he is not chill. He is not chill. I'm dying. I'm dead. I died.
Alright, the first thing on our checklist is to survive the night. One of us already failed. To do this, we run to a forest, punch down a tree, and encounter a random demon.
What the hell?
What is that?
As you could tell, we had no idea what any of these mods could do to us. So after making it to a village, it was about to turn night. And since I've installed a realistic mod pack to make the nights even scarier, you literally couldn't see anything.
Oh my god. Ow,
Yo, do
ow.
not sleep. Do not sleep.
Oh, he's here. He's in the house. He's in the house.
Wait, he was actually in the house.
Yes, he was in the house.
I don't even care. We have a spawn point. I might as well just go outside. He's here.
Oh. He's...
I'm going back in.
So in order to survive the rest of this night, we just sat here in the house, completely unbothered by the horrors that live outside.
Who is out front of my door? I got Robin Hood out in front of my door.
Now that we survived our first night in horror Minecraft, it's a good time to say that these horror mods come in phases, and this is what I like to call phase 1. A lot of the entities are harmless and not that scary, but as the video goes on, these mods will evolve, and new mods will also be added, so it's going to get a whole lot worse.
Kill him.
Next thing on the checklist is to build a house, which is why I sent Cart to get wood while I started building the house.
Okay, I'm coming back. I don't know what... Ow. Oh no.
If you're not familiar with Conquest Reforged, there are extra block variants in this mod that let you add more detail to your builds that weren't annoying me at all.
This is insane.
Building in these mods was a bit more complicated for other reasons as well.
Oh, don't look behind you.
Does he kill you?
And to make things even worse, we were building through the night.
The smile guy's about to fucking kill me.
Oh my god. No, he's on me. Oh my.
Don't question the dirt roof. We thought it would keep the monsters away. It didn't. So on day 4, we came up with the plan of just building all day.
I'm feeling a bit uneasy. What?
You may have already noticed this brain beside my inventory. That is the sanity bar. When it gets low, this is what it does. Makes the game look terrible and spawns in demons. At this point, we didn't know how to increase our sanity, so this is the only thing I could do.
Oh, I'm good now.
Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this image? You're right, the top part of the house shouldn't be made out of stone. Don't worry, this will be fixed later. But right now on day 7, with our second checklist item complete, it was time to move on to the next one. Our first stop is going to be into the caves, because what place is scarier than the caves?
What? I just got levitated. Yo, do not look at this guy.
Oh.
Our main goal in the caves right now was just to get full iron armor, because if you couldn't tell, we are completely naked. Our sanity was also getting low again, and I read that you can use a campfire to increase your sanity. But this is like the slowest thing ever, and it doesn't even last that long. At least now I was almost full iron, and even found some diamonds. But ores aren't the only thing that you'll find in these caves.
What? What is that? I'm killing it. Oh my god, my insanity is going. I'm nauseous.
Dude, this is ridiculous what I see. I don't think you can kill this thing. We have to get rid of this thing somehow. It's just like so crazy.
That's the
Because of that run-in with the cave lizard, our schizophrenia was at an all-time high. It got so bad to the point that we were trying every method to get rid of it. Wait, yo, it's actually fixing it. It's like going up and down when I do that.
Oh, it is.
Anyways, we spent the entire day trying to increase our sanity, but we just couldn't. So on day 9, I decided the only way to get rid of it was to go to the surface.
Oh no, I'm blindest again. I don't know. Wait, it's nighttime now. What the wait. Yo, he does not.
God. Yo, I'm dead.
I mean, bro.
Oh, dude, I just
Okay, so maybe we were getting whooped by the caves, but the checklist says to explore the map, and the surface hasn't seen us yet. What's really fun about dying in a horror mod is now we have to get all our stuff back, and there's a 10-foot tall demon standing next to it.
Oh my god, the guy is still here. Yo, who is behind you, bro?
Okay, but that's the Wiffles guy.
We made these flower hats, which are supposed to increase our sanity, and after that, it was time to look for some structures. Into darkness.
Oh, there's a bunch of cursed illagers. Oh, they don't really do any damage.
12 seconds later.
Yo, I mean, I'm just webbed. There's so many of these. I can't break the spawner because I'm just nothing, but my stuff's just gone.
Why is there actually so many?
What the Nice, I'm just gonna die again, like... What is on me?
This structure we found is called a crypt.
Fortune 3 iron axe.
And alongside having mid-tier loot, it also has way too many mobs and is the fastest method for decreasing our sanity.
Yo, the sword guy.
Wait, no, it goes down here. Look.
This structure was absolutely not worth the effort it took us to get through it.
What?
It has breach containment.
What?
What does that mean?
I just got a disturbing photo, right click to see it. Bro, I feel like, like, what am I about to see? It's just a guy, like, it's just like a horror mob.
By the end of day 15, we had finally explored all of this structure, and basically left with nothing. But in my opinion, this crosses the third thing off our checklist. If you thought that wasn't enough exploring, there is a lot more exploring later in the video when the mods get scarier. But to prepare for that, we have to gear up, which is conveniently the fourth thing on the list. Before doing that though, we have to make it back to our house.
What?
I don't know, he's like coming out of the ground.
Encounter the old man.
He's coming out of the ground, You're getting chased by a ghost.
What? Whoa. Herobrine's right behind you, by the way.
Yo.
After Cart got his sanity back, we ran around some biome of death and came across an SCP building.
Oh, you probably need the password. Oh, it's the bottom one.
And the building had nothing in it except for that jump scare. We were just one more sanity reset away from making it home, and at the end of day 17, we were finally back home. Last time the caves absolutely destroyed us, so on day 18 we had a new plan. Turn off the sanity mod. The sanity mod will be missed by nobody. Finding diamonds without the sanity mod was a park in the walk. Well, at least it was for me.
Oh, what's going on? Oh my god, I'm dying. What is this? I have like Slenderman on me. I don't know, it's like Slenderman with no legs. And now I'm hearing voices and there's music getting played. Dude, I might just need to leave. Oh, I'm dead. I'm just heading out, bro. I'm just like gonna die if I stay here.
After mining, I had 31 diamonds, and Cart had maybe 5 or 6. I crafted a set of full diamond armor, which crosses the fourth thing off of our checklist. Ignore Cart's armor. That's also diamond.
Why is my shadow chasing me, bro?
On day 20, we went looking for some lava to get an enchant table, and after that, we spent the rest of the day getting haunted.
My shadow just actually just possessed me.
A level 30 enchant table that we cannot use because we don't have 30 levels, which we plan to fix by going to the nether. We were just going to mine quartz until we hit level 30, until we realized that horror mods are on in the nether as well.
I can barely hit it. It's like glitchy.
We killed the noise.
Yeah, it definitely was the noise. Like, that name fits.
Now, judging by that fight, you would think that there's nothing really wrong with that mob, except for the fact that it spawns every 2 seconds in the nether. So on day 22, we'd had enough and just left the nether. And I decided to add a few upgrades to the house instead.
Oh.
What? That's not what it shows. I crafted 3 insane crafts. You could never guess what they are.
Yeah, I just made that too.
Bro, you made
On day 23, the inside of our house was looking like a scary attic, but the outside, on the other hand, is pretty nice. We were on a search to find more structures on this day. The checklist says we have to conquer these mods, and with all this gear, I think we are about ready to do that. Just one question though. Why does my boat look like this? Nah, the real question is where are the structures? It took until day 26 to realize something was wrong. The previous 3 days were literally spent crossing a 10,000 block ocean. But besides all these cursed entities,
Yo, get in the water.
we weren't able to find anything. Which is why on day 27, we took a trip to the overworld dimension. What does that mean? Pretty much the world we started on was generated with a realistic terrain generator. Most of the structures from the mods can't spawn with this generator. So we have moved to an alternate world which uses regular terrain generation in order for the mods to work properly. Also, I added like 5 new mods to make the game even scarier.
Dude, getting chased by yourself.
That's me. That's me.
yo, what's up?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Kill him. Kill me. Kill me. Oh my god.
Yo, look, it has a face. It just on
Oh,
it has
yeah.
a face.
Oh, it does. Yeah, wait.
Oh.
Ooh.
We spent the rest of the day just looking around, and some of the stuff we found was honestly pretty cool. We found this pitch black Slenderman biome where you have to find all 8 of his pages. Sadly, we never ended up finding them all. And on day 28, we found a salt biome. Beyond that, we basically just found more structures. And in order to reach our goal of conquering the mods, we started fighting back.
Oh, it's on.
Oh. Whoa. I'm placing a bet.
Okay, maybe not fighting back. I have to say we were still a little bit afraid of these mods. And we were also lost on what to do in these mods other than run around.
Now, what? The water villager?
Oh, you do candy bag or hanging flinch. Oh, what is this?
And it wasn't until day 31 that we finally found something.
You can't even break into it.
Wait, what's this? I got spinal.
That right there, spinal, it's a purple ore that kind of looks like jelly beans in the wall. If we get enough of this spinal, we can make... I was expecting to find a clip of one of us saying it. We can make an old PC, which can be used to summon a random special entity. So we were looking for spinal, right after running into these guys recording a YouTube video.
Wait, they have cameras.
And we found a church that crashed the game.
My game crashed.
Oh, I crashed.
On day 34, we finally started our spinal mission.
We need redstone as well to make the bloodstone. We need bloodstone to make the rift stabilizers and the gate computer.
So yeah, we were mining spinal and redstone.
How much redstone?
Dude, we need a lot. Because one bloodstone, you need 8. So, and we need like 10 bloodstones. So 10 times 8, 80.
Just as we were almost done caving, I died without a respawn point.
I'm just dead.
Yo.
I'm in... I don't know where I am.
So I was now 7,000 miles away from Cart, and then I ran into Slenderman, and then I died to Slenderman. So after an entire day of running on day 36, and almost dying again...
Whoa, I'm getting attacked. Yo, stop, bro. It's just a werewolf.
I made it back. And got revenge on the werewolf.
Alright, I have the PC. And I have a rift stabilizer, and I got the knife.
If you're wondering what those items do, well I am too. The Soul Stealer is important because we need souls to activate the PC, and the rest is important because it's important.
Oh yeah, okay, I got a demonic soul from killing a zombie.
There were 4 types of souls that we needed, but we were finding that not many mobs dropped souls. I did get a killer's soul from this kill, but that was the only one we got on this night. And the reason we weren't getting souls is because they're supposed to only drop from mobs added by the Box of Horrors mod.
Wait, this gave me a soul.
Which one do you have?
Too monstrous. Is this guy part of it?
Oh no, he just 7 hearts, he does 7 hearts.
Wait, I killed him. I got his gun. I got his Smith & Wesson.
After that, on day 39, we were still looking for the last soul, and my soul stealer was about to break.
No, it broke. Wait, no, this is exotic. I got exotic.
Oh, okay. Nice, okay.
We now had one of every soul, so on day 40, we headed back to the cave ready to spawn the mystery mob. But we completely forgot an item.
Alright, it's downloading.
That sounds like a
Alright.
great mob to fight. Oh wait, these are lagging. I'm getting 2 FPS.
Spot it.
It's
Yo, it's Mickey Mouse.
Why is his AI so bad?
That was it.
That was so pointless.
We just spent the last 6 days hunting for cursed Mickey Mouse. I can't say I wasn't a little bit disappointed, but later in the day, Cart came up with another idea.
We can go to the boiler room with the ectoplasm. We need gas tiers though. We can also go to the back rooms. If we get 1 more ectoplasm, we can go to the back rooms.
Now there was 2 options here. We either go to the boiler room, which takes 1 ectoplasm, or we go to the back rooms, which takes 2 ectoplasms. I'd rather go to the back rooms, but we only have 1 ectoplasm, and we don't even know where we got it from. Luckily, we found a ghost. Where did it go? The mods were really ramping up on day 42.
Oh,
You're
I'm
in
joining a world. I'm in a dimension.
Oh, whoa, Herobrine. Dude, the noise? Dude, no, I'm getting attacked by so many things, like, I don't know what's going on.
I lost all of my armor from being attacked on this night, and on day 43, things weren't getting any better.
Whoa, I'm setting a spawn point, bro. Yo, do not touch me. The hands just spawned.
Wait, what is it?
It's the hands, bro. There's a cave right here.
Now that we had armor again, we were on the hunt for some ghosts. We found Ghost Face.
I'm dying to can you kill this thing?
It's invisible, bro. Invisible mobs. That's also not a ghost. Dude, like... Okay, so the ghost hunt wasn't going very well. We didn't even know what a ghost was supposed to look like. But if you remember, we only needed 1 ectoplasm to go to the boiler room. So the boiler room it is. You're probably confused. This is not the boiler room, though that is kind of a good name for the nether. We had to get 2 gas tiers to make the teleporter, and on day 45, we were doing anything but that.
Dude! What?
His mic cut out here, but I swear he did that by accident. Luckily his stuff didn't burn, and we spent all of day 46 looking for a ghast, until we were convinced that ghasts couldn't even spawn in these mods. But then on day 47, this happened.
Wait, is that a... Wait, ghost! Real ghost! And a ghast! Wait, what?
Wait, a ghost and a gas. Wait.
But it's invisible.
No, it's not. Not for me.
I can't see the ghast.
I got it. Wait, it's gonna fall in the lava. Oh my god.
So no ghast tier, and the ghasts are invisible. On day 48, Cart found another invisible ghast.
It's right there. Got it. It's gonna fall. No, I didn't fall in lava.
And then it got to the point where we both couldn't see the ghasts.
This one's invisible though. Oh, I saw the fireball that time. It's right in front of us.
Oh, it's on me again.
So yeah, it took us a whole day to get another ghast tier, but on day 49, we finally had a boiler room teleportation device. And I forgot to hold a torch, so you can't see anything. But pretty much, it's just a dimension with Freddy Krueger.
It's trapped. Wait, there's like a floating block right here. Like, look, this is an invis block.
Oh yeah, that's the way back. That's the way back.
After escaping the boiler room, this happened to me.
Not real. Yo, he abducted me. Close your eyes. Oh. Yeah, I'm in the back rooms, bro.
I escaped this dimension pretty easily as well, and at the end of the day I died and almost started an alien invasion, but I must have got too far out of range because the invasion never happened. At this point we were tired of running around and seeing the same monsters over and over again, but fortunately that was all about to change, because it is now day 50. This is where the video turns to absolute chaos. I am adding real scary mods that mess with the game so hard I couldn't even put them in the beginning or it would just ruin the video. This is literally the first thing we saw when joining the world.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm getting like some super jump scare, but it tabbed my game.
One of these mods does kind of mess with the texture pack though, but there wasn't really a good way to fix it, so we have hybrid textures now. On day 51, one of the mods made us both invisible, and it also just started corrupting the chunks around us. So we spent the whole day trying to fix that.
There's a sign. It says, "Is this fun?"
No.
We started cutting down trees on day 52 because there was this island above us and we wanted to see what was on it. There was a guy who looks possibly dead up here holding a tape, and when I inserted the tape into the PC, this is what played.
Day one, I spawned. I made a wooden pickaxe and an axe. Everything was perfect. I got a lot of iron.
I don't know why it's doubled, but it's just 5 minutes of this. On day 53, the 404 guy randomly spawned in, and he dropped a music disc that wouldn't go into the jukebox. So we had to go back up to the island again to insert the CD into the PC.
Oh, where am I? What? I got a USB. Well, it's Mr. 404.
Putting the USB in the PC does nothing, so we now had a mission: find out where to put the USB. On day 54, we went caving to get armor again, and this time the caves were a little bit scarier.
Freaky Steve, He's gone.
Oh my god, what the?
But that was no problem for 2 guys with 1 armor bar. Later in the day, we found a structure that crashed the server, and I came back to Freddy Fazbear trying to kill me. And on day 55, we ran into an interesting structure.
Who was that?
What?
There's a bunch of loot at the top of this tower, which we used to craft these crimson daggers and armor pieces. The deer man randomly spawned on us on this night.
Yo. Woo. I'm putting a bed down.
And he got cart and disappeared. So it is now day 57, and we still haven't used the USB.
And this one's 404. This one has like the blocks.
So it has a thing for the USB.
There's a stop trying. Why don't you come out? Why do you hide?
We got another chance with the deer man, and this time we took care of him.
Drop a loot box.
Whoa.
Wait.
And that chest gave us enough crimson to make a full set of crimson armor. On day 58, I got teleported to a random dimension.
Yo.
And I escaped. And then I got teleported to a random dimension again.
I'm not.
Oh my, I got regen 4,
Yeah, man,
though.
I'm in the brick dimension.
But this time escaping is not going to be as easy, because this dimension is from the Wonderland.jar mod, a mod based around custom dimensions, so it's not as easy as just jumping in the void to escape. Don't ask how we died. Also, I had to teleport cart here because the mod doesn't TP us both at once, so I'm sorry if that's cheating. This world is kind of the main world that gives us a bunch of different portals to go through, and our first choice was this house made of diamonds.
You really can just mine this, nice. Whoever trusts in his riches will fail.
I'm not gonna be wearing my diamonds anymore.
They turn to dirt. They don't.
No way.
I told you, bro.
Oh. Whoa, who is that?
Dude, that's like some Let's Play, dude. That shit's not even scary. Like, I don't know what. He's gearing up.
Oh!
No, we can kill this guy.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's kind of hacks. He's mining the ground.
Is that...
All you got was a helmet.
After defeating the guy from 2011, we spent a lot of time trying to escape this dimension. It turns out most of the dimensions in this mod are mazes with not too many exits, so we started using the map method.
I found it. It's 7 chunks in front of us.
The next dimension we entered was this cobblestone dimension. Not gonna lie, this one was kind of full of nothing except for this spider brine. In the next dimension, I accidentally teleported to. Oh, yo, sleep in the bed, it takes you somewhere. And I thought this was the way back, but it was actually a different dimension. I don't know, I'm about to die. I'm in doors. Like the Roblox game, like there's just eyes coming out of doors.
Oh, what is this?
Mineshaft. Wait, yo.
Oh, what is that?
Yo, he just take no, he does like no damage.
It's that.
Yo, this sound is really annoying. But that's one dimension closer to escape. Wait, whoa, no, this doesn't.
Whoa.
Out of all the dimensions, this one took us the longest amount of time. There is an upper section and an underground section, and we didn't know which one had the portal. So after a day and a half of searching, we finally escaped the Wonderland. Yeah, it's back. For now. But on day 63, the overworld had other plans for us. The end is near.
Wait, whoa.
So something's happening. After that message, we finally found a structure related to the 404 mod. I could USB in this.
Use the type in it.
Dude, my screen is covered in crafting ribbon. As you can see, we needed a code, so we gotta find the code. Which means listening to this tape again to see if there's a hidden code.
I made a wooden pickaxe and an axe. Help me.
And of course we came up with a conspiracy theory on how Help Me was the hidden code. It was not. We tried sleeping on this night, but we were told no amount of rest can pass this night. So the demons are probably going to be out. And they were, because I got attacked by whatever this thing is. Which is so loud that I just muted it. It's very hard to die to.
He's gone.
On day 65, Cart somehow got the code for the 404 computer.
Yo.
Malware's hitting me. And for some reason, these things were insanely hard to kill. Are these things just OP, like... Entities will not spawn anymore unless activated in the config.
Oh, so we win.
So that was the end of the 404 mod. An interesting storyline. There wasn't really a storyline at all. Even though 404 was over, the other mods continued being scary. Yo.
Yeah, wait, what is that?
On day 66, we went up to the skyblock, and there was nothing on top of it. Then we got randomly insta-killed while looking at paintings.
Wait, what? Simi, 2022 to 2023.
This guy was one. Just heard the scream of Slimmy. After our encounter with Slimmy, we ran around a little bit more, and then an entity randomly appeared and teleported us to the Wonderland again. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you disappeared.
Oh, I didn't think I would get teleported back here again after escaping the dimension, so to quickly speedrun it, we went into whatever dimension this is. It took us to the cave dimension that had a giant weeping angel that was actually quite difficult to escape.
Oh.
We entered this wood dimension with the wood enderman, went through the infinite library, back to the wood dimension, a different wood dimension, then we made it to the wheat dimension where the loudest sound ever was playing. A dimension we've already been to, a more advanced stone dimension, hell, and a water dimension where we finally found our escape.
Alright, I'm back out.
And the second we got back to the overworld, this happened.
Get inside now.
We actually have to get inside.
Yeah, we need it. The end is near. Wait, it's like really close. Where is it? Find me above the sky.
That's not me.
Oh my god, oh no.
I'm inside.
I'm inside.
It's not helping. I don't know what any of that was even about, because nothing happened for the rest of the night, except us dying to the lock-on enderman. Wait, I can't look away.
I don't know what you're dying to. Oh.
And from day 71 all the way until day 73, we couldn't get anything to happen. We couldn't even spawn Herobrine. So on day 74, we decided to try something different. Instead of finding the horror, we decided to let the horror come to us, with a house building competition. Should we use the stonecutter blocks or not?
Can.
I don't know, bro, they're kind of annoying. You should just say, like, no.
No, we shouldn't.
I wanted to start building, but the second I placed a block, I started getting chased by everything in the game. What? No. Why is this thing chasing me? Oh, no! Oh my god, I'm getting levitated. It just said God.
It won't stop chasing me, dude.
Oh.
I think it's on you.
After finally losing the old man, I was able to work on my house in peace. Well, almost.
Oh, no. Bro.
I don't know why I decided to shave all the wood.
Okay. No, this is tough.
Who took my...
There was like trapdoors here too. Like there was 2 there, and then there was more. There was more like, and dude, someone took all the trapdoors.
Okay. Nice little view. Okay. Got a perfect view of my beautiful house. Alright, let's go see mine.
Yo, this window is insane.
Nah, like the roof.
What the?
I don't know what I was doing. And then, you come up here, cool interior, nice view.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best looking part. It's like you can't tell that this is a big ass window from here.
Let me know who you think won the building contest. Day 78, it was time to start collecting some items that we need to fight the 3 bosses. And I don't mean the regular bosses in Minecraft. There are 3 horror mod bosses that we need to defeat. Maybe 4 if you count Spider-Brine. It's Herobrine as a spider! So to fight one of these bosses, we need to find a structure. To fight another one, we need to find a structure and collect 3 bone fragments. And for the last one, I don't even know what we have to do. The mod doesn't mention anything about how to find the boss. The bone fragments we need are also found in certain structures. So on day 80, we started looking everywhere for these structures. And all we found was a chunk that kept crashing our game.
God.
Dude, what did you do?
But on day 81, we did find one of the bone fragment structures.
What is that? That's not a pig.
12 seconds later.
Oh, that.
Oh.
Yo.
Oh,
Backrooms. What the?
On day 83, we finally found another ruined structure, but it was just the one we already had, so we still need 2 more bone fragments. These ruined structures are pretty rare, which is why it's unfortunate that we came across a different one and it just crashed our game.
Oh my.
Whatever is causing these crashes corrupts the chunk, so we can't go back and get the bone fragment. And we found nothing for the rest of the day. But don't worry, cause day 85 was different. We now only need 1 more bone fragment. And it just happens to be the one we lost because of the crash. Pay attention to what I say in this next part. It becomes important later.
Wait, what is that? Will you see that, bro?
That's the prison. That's where you spawn the boss.
Anyways, we found nothing for the rest of the day, and on day 86 we encountered the same version of the structure again. So now it was day 87, but this day was a little bit different from the previous days, cause we found the structure where the first boss lives.
Dude, we low-key need a bed.
Yeah, we need a bed. Wait, what is that? I'm not going in there, bro. There's like some like maggots, bro.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, yo, don't try me in there. Boss is right here.
Wait, yo. Nah, but he's like.
Oh wait,
He's talking.
Oh wait, you can talk to him.
Whoa! The plague doctor just sent me to help.
Oh my god, I can't see.
Dude, he just flashbanged. I just shot you through him. How is that possible?
Yeah. Well, he's on. Oh my god.
It's not me. Yo, I don't know what these things are on you, bro.
Okay, wait, he said I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, he had an upgrade core, and oh my god, he had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's something screaming like in the game. I can't hear.
Yeah, I hear it too.
After defeating our first boss, we got quite a bit of loot. Unfortunately, we will not be using it because we were still looking for the last bone fragment. On day 88, I found the exact same ruins again, and tried sleeping only to have the game tell me this. You'd think that would mean there's an event going down tonight, but other than this guy chasing me, there was nothing.
Yo.
That's the same one.
What is this amplified terrain?
Dude, look at that terrain over there. Look at that mountain.
No, I know. It's like
Sick.
Day 90 was the day that we finally got the last bone fragment, so now all we needed to do was get a vial of blood and take all those things to a lich prison structure.
Oh, I just died. Like, you can't stand, like, bro, you can't stand there.
What the I'm dead. What? It's some flying thing that's just one-shotting me.
Just a normal night in horror mods. We were traveling back to the structure we saw earlier. First, I needed to fill this vial of blood by killing 8 villagers with this sword. Now we can take these things to the lich prison to summon the last boss, once we actually find the lich prison. Because this is not a lich prison. This is a random structure from a mod I removed because it had issues. So we spent the next day looking for a real lich prison, until we finally saw one at the end of the day. Of course, we had to use 5 stacks of blocks to build up to it, but on day 93 we had arrived at the top, and had to wait until nighttime to actually summon the boss. And it wasn't helping that one of these mods kept crashing our game. So it took us much longer to actually be able to summon the boss.
Yo, you're about to get...
Oh my, I'm dying to the other guy. I'm half a heart, hold on. Yeah, oh! Okay. I can't hit him yet.
Dude, do we have to, like, bow him or something?
I don't know.
I'm levitating.
Yeah, same.
No, I'm just gonna die because the zombies are hitting me into them, right?
Killing the skeletons around.
And it just keeps freezing. Like,
The server crashed in the middle of the fight. Shortly after that, Cart lost all his items from getting teleported somewhere. And then it crashed again. And when I came back, I was dead and all my items had somehow disappeared. I checked every body and they all had no items. So we just started punching the boss, cause what else can we do? I think we actually spent 30 minutes just respawning and punching this boss, and right when we were about to kill it, this happened.
what? Dude, the whole thing just disappeared. Wait, how did you just die?
It's still here, what?
It's all gone for me. I have to relog, bro. It just disappeared all the mobs for me.
And after that, it just wouldn't let me join the server. And when I finally got back on, Cart found where all his loot went. But him getting teleported back there healed the boss. But at least now I was able to get some items.
Oh, no, next phase.
You have to wait. Yeah, it one-shots you if you get next to it. Wow, so this is just easy.
Is this actually, like, what it's supposed to do?
Alright, there's one more phase.
Like, what is that?
Oh my god, it's dead. We actually did it.
Wait, I got it. He gave me him.
What's it do? Oh! Whoa! What is this guy?
I'ma be honest, we probably died over 200 times during that boss fight, and the server had to have crashed at least 10 times. We had no idea what day it was, and honestly we didn't care. After that mess of a boss fight, we had pretty much given up on completing the 100 days. The third boss I didn't even know anything about. I had no idea if we've already killed it, cause it didn't say anything about it on the mod page. So I teleported us to a dimension called Finale, to see if it was there.
There's nothing up here.
What? It's just a regular world? Oh.
Oh.
Okay, this guy just attacks you. Did we already kill this? Like,
Yeah, we have.
I'm just dead.
I don't know if that was even the boss, but again, as I said, we were done with the 100 days. I would estimate that around 80% of the mods I added just straight up didn't work. And to make things even worse, the server just would not stop crashing after like day 80. This was by far the most scuffed video I've ever recorded, so there was really no ending.